Hello, hello. Welcome back to episode 15 of Gens Before Friends. I am here with my Swift Mockingbird,
Hello, everyone.
Morbid Plum,
Hello, guys.
and me, as I am also part of my Swift Queen AMG.
You are
Yes,
part of your Swift is like, yes,
yes,
I guess I'm included.
I am my own best friend. I will also say if you hear purring, I am sorry. My cat wants attention and she's right by my microphone, so
Yay.
that might happen. But we're here to talk about all the fun stuff going in DVD right now. We're going to be covering the Bone Chill event, the Ask Me Anything, but we're not going to give you any answers event,
Or they're going to be bad
and
answers.
Yeah, they're gonna be vague.
oh, that
Vague or
too.
bad.
And the satisfaction survey that was released. So we'll be doing that together. So I guess we can start with the Bone Chill event. So it says a chilling wind blows through the entity's realm, bringing with it an imposter. Hold on, I'm gonna have to edit because, again, behavior. We are technical writers, so feel free to send anything our way to edit. So I'll be editing
hmm
this in my mind as I speak it. Snowmen decoys approach the trials with mischief in their cold, icy hearts. Snow covers the realms where you'll find snow skulls to throw at your friends and foes alike. And then there's new winter cosmetics. So, winter cosmetics can be unlocked during this event. Complete challenges from the Bone Chill event tome to earn frosty trinkets. And then you can use those to unlock all sorts of things, including some new ugly Christmas sweaters, some a Lady Voldemort head, because apparently someone asked for that with frosty eyes.
Mm.
I think there's a Larry head in there, some weapons, and guys, badges and banners.
Oh my
So,
gosh, we're going to have more
right?
than one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
right.
Actually,
for those who don't have any at all.
I don't
Which
have a banner,
is
actually. I don't have a
Yeah,
banner.
I don't have a banner yet either, but there's at least two badges and two banners. There might be some more, but yeah, you can unlock those. If you don't have any, you don't have to be banner or badgeless anymore.
But what am I going to do
Um,
after Christmas?
there
Like,
are technically three of each. One of
you
them
know,
is a login reward.
maybe they can answer that and then next ask me anything.
There you go.
Um,
I think they actually answered that somewhere about how, when in the last one? I can't remember. They did answer it, and it was they're working on it, but it's really hard. Basically, was the answer, and I'm like, really, like, Morbid over here could like pump some basic ones out
I
for
know,
you in
right?
like a day. Like, we're not
I
asking
could
for
make
like
them
fancy ones. We're
I
just
could
like
make
some
them very quickly
default.
for y'all.
So technical writers and graphic design, we're
Boom.
multifaceted, you know. So and I also do quality assurance. I
Yeah.
do ask me almost anything for a living. I can help.
Just,
Basically.
I mean, I know we're not to the Q&A yet, but
Yeah.
y'all need to look at getting a better PR person. Anyway, back to the and
Back
so
to this bone chill event.
you need a lot of things right now, behavior.
Um, so essentially, in the event, the snowmen are back. They are scarier looking, and there are even decoy snowmen that can give you a good little jump scare. You have snow piles. We've gotten a lot of snowball fights with killers and other survivors. It's been fun for the most
So
part.
much fun.
Yeah, so you can pick up to 6 snow skulls. There's 8 snow piles around the map. When you do pick them up, a notification does go, and everyone can kind of see where you're at. But it's just fun to throw them at friends. You can still jump in the snowman, killer and survivor alike, and you can high five. We did test it out, so you can
hmm
still high five. And of course, when a killer jumps into a snowman, they are completely silent and undetectable. And you can use these this little snow skulls to destroy the snowman, which is fun. And also for survivors, the winter party starters are back, which are essentially the Christmas crackers that you can throw down to blind. So those can be found in the blub web. So, I mean, what do you guys think of the event? What about the changes of the event? Mocking.
So, snow skulls, lots of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I played a lot of Killer yesterday, and if survivors really wanted to have a snowball fight, that's what we did. Like,
Really
I'm
fun.
not sweating it right now. Let's have fun. So I do like those. I think they're a lot of fun. I do wish, the only thing I do wish with the snow piles is that they were like highlighted in some way. Some maps I have a hard
Mhm.
time finding them on both sides, Survivor or Killer. Like either have them highlighted or when you get close to one, like
They highlight.
they highlight a little bit. So you're like, oh, there they are. Because we were trying to find one on Erie today. And then like, I just know in general, it's like, where are they? Especially
Yeah.
like on indoor maps, as there's lots of walls. You can't just visibly see them. But love the snow skulls. Otherwise, they're a lot of fun. The snowman. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about the creepy snowman. I'm just gonna be honest. I kind of miss the happy
Cute ones.
looking. I kind of wish if they were going to do the decoy. Maybe if you had the happy one and then it turns into the scary one and jumps out at you.
That'd be cute.
Oh.
I'm sure that's like, as we'll find out later, a lot of things are hard for behaviors. So that's probably not something they can do, it seems like. But that would be my idea because I kind of miss the nice looking ones. I don't know how I feel about the creepy snowman. Like I get like it's a horror game and stuff, but it's also like Christmas. And so like when you have like the fun looking snowman coming up to you and you're like, is that a survivor or a killer? And you don't know. And then out pops the killer. So those were my
And then
thoughts.
downs you.
Yeah, and
What
then
about
down
you,
to
Morbid?
yeah, morbid.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how I feel about the snowman. He kind of looks like one of those like, kill me. I've been created and I don't want to live. But I mean, I guess they're trying to make it more horror-esque, but I think the snowballs are so much fun. We had a snowball fight with Killer the other night, and it was like a
Mhm.
blast. We were just throwing snowballs at each other, and I loved it. So I do like that. I think that's a lot of fun. Cosmetics are cute. Most of them are ugly sweaters from past, well, some past events, and then a lot of them are new. Yeah, I think it's a fun event. I always like it because I like getting it in the snowman. But
Mhm.
I agree. I wish they were as cute as last year because it's a little more fun when they're adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like the new scary ones, only because when you're trying to find the imposter ones, because it's in the tome to
Mm-hmm.
like get scared by the
hmm
imposter ones, you don't know who you're going up to. Like, is this one it? Because they all look scary. But I like the new look. But I can see maybe it'd be fun if they had like a combination.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, and like you go up to one of the nice looking ones, and it's actually the imposter one. That'd be fun. But there is a collection that you can or use your frosty tokens on. So the main outfit this year is a Jeff outfit for Survivor and a Wraith outfit. And then we did get some new ugly Christmas sweaters. So we got Thalita, Renato, and Gabriel Soma. And of course, there's some killer weapons, some charms. And then, as I mentioned before, for some reason, Skull Merchant needed to have frosty eyes,
They're
but
just trying to finish out the Frosty Eye collection, I think,
Yeah.
because all the other
um,
killers have them. So it's like, well, it's
but
So they
winter, and
just
here's our new
threw it in.
killers. That here you go.
Oh,
only reason
and
I
the
have a set,
singularity. He
yeah,
gets
the only reason
frosty
I'm
eyes.
set is apparently this cosmetic prompted someone to play Skull Merchant against me today, and they totally covered drones on one whole side of the map.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
and as you know, Skull Merchant is not a 3-gen killer, so it was loads of fun.
I mean, we'll get to it, but soon we won't have to worry about the regening. Apparently, we'll see.
Not
But
according to some pictures I've taken.
oh yeah, check out
Yes.
Instagram for that.
I
Yeah, check our Instagram.
I do like that this is how they're doing things. I don't know. I've only played probably like what 2 or 3 years of this Bone Chill event, but like it used to be random what item you got, and I do like that they're using like I guess currency that you
Mm-hmm.
earn during this
Hmm.
event to
Agreed.
purchase things because like sometimes you would get like my luck, I'd get the Skull Merchant and the Singularity and like Hillbilly and stuff I don't want, and then yeah, I'd miss out on everything else, or you have to grind and grind until you get it. So I do like that.
Yeah, and that is something they implemented this year with some of the other events, having the tokens, being able to cash them in for you want, so
Yeah.
that way you can get what you want. And as you're cashing your tokens in, there's the milestone rewards, and of course, their charms, like some head cosmetics, a weapon, and one of them is a badge and banner. Um, So overall, it's good. Something that's cool that I think they did is they did next to the collection. So essentially, everything you can spend your Frosty tokens on in the game, there's a tab for the store, and you can see all Christmas like related items. So if you maybe need to get some ugly Christmas sweaters from past, you can. They did release some really nice cosmetics. The nurse cosmetic is
Mhm.
gorgeous, and I don't even play her, but I'm like, I just want it because it's like an angel Christmas tree topper. She looks so
Yeah,
pretty.
she's
Well,
really
she's
I
She's
love it.
stunning.
well, fits her story. She's like the angel of
Yeah.
death. So there we go.
Um, so overall, I think that they did good. And the event, oh, it's fun so far. We've had a lot of matches where we started snowball fighting and they could let us go, or would only kill one of us,
It's made
or
it it's made
it
it more
just,
chill, right? It's more chill
yeah.
now.
Sometimes people don't like, I don't know, quote
Not
unquote,
all.
respect the snow skull. But for the most part, even before they kill you, you can have like a little fight and it's been fun. I think they're slowly making improvements to some of the past events and hopefully it just continues. Any final thoughts on the Bone Chill event
I think
before we?
Chucky's little tiny sweater is so cute.
Yes,
Oh, I bought
Chucky's
it.
little. I bought it too.
I
It
did as
is it
well.
is adorable.
Well, I
The
like that I
Chucky
can
sweater.
actually see it since he's third person.
Hmm.
Because I don't usually buy Killer Cosmetics because I
Yeah,
can't
because
You
like
you
can't
see
see
can't
him.
see
them.
him.
I don't enjoy them. So I got the Chucky one, and I got Ellen Ripley's
I did
Hers is
sweater. I
too.
like
really
hers
pretty.
too.
Yes.
It's very themed for Alien.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I also like Gabriel's because it's all like universe. It's very pretty purple planets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Renato and Thalita's sweaters eh, are kite themed.
Because of kite
Do with that,
fighting.
I know. Do with that as you will, though. I
I
just,
I'm not that impressed. Don't worry. They're
yeah,
okay. Look,
there
and
are other ones I like
it's
better.
hard because they just came out with good cosmetics with them in the Rift with the like
Hmm.
Day of the Dead
Oh my
Yeah.
ones.
gosh, the Day of
So
Dead
I'm like,
cosmetic.
am I gonna run this Christmas sweater or the Day of the Dead cosmetic?
I
Day of the
know.
Dead.
Chef
Sorry.
kissed on those Day of the Dead cosmetics too.
Yeah, they look
Those
great.
are stunning.
Mm-hmm.
But the next thing we wanted to talk about was the Q&A they did, or the Ask Me Anything they did, where there were few answers. Morbid,
All right,
give it
yeah.
over to
So
you.
this is the, let's see, is it the 13th one? Or well, it was December
Yeah.
13th, Ask
Yeah.
Me Anything. So the devs took to Reddit, as they usually do, and decided to have you submit, you only get one question. That's it, of course. It was in bold letters. And there were quite a few, but we kind of went through and picked out, I guess, our favorites of the
I don't know
whole
favorites
thing.
is how
Maybe
we
not
should put it.
favorite would be the right word, but the ones that are kind of like they were interesting questions and they didn't get the best answers, I
Yeah,
guess.
Mm-hmm.
or no
um,
answer at all.
yeah, or no answer at all. So yeah, we'll go through some of those, and then there was one where Otts actually chimed in, and he got some weird responses as well.
Mm,
So, all right, let's see. The first one that we have here is, would you guys consider going back to old chapters that didn't get a map and gifting them their very own? Especially since some of them could fit into the newly established realms, which I very much am for this. Like,
mhm.
I've always thought that they should go back and add Trickster
Mm-hmm.
or a Trickster map, sorry. I think that would be so cool
Yeah,
because
we
we
all
never
want a
got one.
trickster map. Hmm.
And I feel like that was kind of a letdown. So they answered absolutely. Maps are tricky for a lot of reasons, and there is only so much we can do in a year for a lot of other reasons. That said, most chapters are built with areas, worlds in mind, even when we do not make them. So we never know, they might be created in the future. And then they put in parentheses, this is not a promise.
Dave.
So
Yeah,
yeah, and
Dave.
Dave
signed
wants you to
Dave.
know this is not a promise.
So
There's a lot
don't
of
know.
parentheses in that answer.
Yes, they
There
put
is.
for a lot of reasons and for a lot of other reasons in
And then this is
parentheses.
not a promise.
Yeah, and so Dave's letting you know that this may never happen, so don't get your hopes up.
But
So
he's
yeah, what
also, yeah.
yeah, thoughts on this one? Like, do we like I don't know. I know that they've been going back and updating a lot of current maps, which
And
cool,
add
but then I'm also like, I'd love some new
well,
ones.
and they're adding like new variations to maps
Yeah.
instead of new map. I
Yeah.
almost wish they would go back and like do the trickster map or do realms. Okay, this is what's frustrating me. They're like doing the alternate versions to realms, like they just did Macmillan, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
McMillan had 5, so now there's like 10. Like they're doing these realms that already have a ton of maps. I really wish they would go to maps that only have like one variation, like Dead Dog, Eerie. Like
Hmm.
add more variation of maps for the maps that only have one. You know what I mean? Like Badham has
Yeah,
5. Coldman, I believe, has 5. McMillan, they've already done. It's like, don't do these realms that already have a ton of maps. I don't get
agreed.
why they're going back and looking at Macmillan. And then I don't know if it's what's next, if it's Coldman or Gas Haven, but I think one of those I think is next. And I'm like, why? Like, there's already so many variations because then we're supposed to have this map repeat prevention, but it doesn't I don't think it works like per realm. It's just like map, right? So you
Exactly.
could get Macmillan like three
You
times
could
in a
get
row.
you could get all 10 McMillan maps back to back
Mm-hmm.
to back to back.
Yeah. So I
Cause
don't know how this
yeah.
helps with the map repeat prevention either.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, but I don't think they'll go back and do other realms because it doesn't make them any money, which I think we're gonna kind of see some more of that theme coming
Yeah, for sure.
about what they prioritize and don't prioritize. But
Let's
what
see.
what do y'all any other thoughts?
Yeah, like I don't understand that. We don't need 10 McMillan maps. We don't. We
Agreed.
maybe
Agreed.
maybe at the most have like 3 variations of each map or something.
Yeah.
Because we have had it for McMillan when we've had it back to back at least up to 5 times before. And it's boring. It all looks the same. I know it's a variant, but it all looks the same. All the same objects are there in different places, different tiles. There's no I don't know. It's not fun with not having variety. One thing I do appreciate about Dave is at least he directly answered the question with
Yeah.
would you consider it? He was like, absolutely, but this is not a promise. This is
Yeah.
one of the few where there was actually a direct answer. But I also would like to know, like, what is the reason, especially original content that they do themselves? I don't understand them not having a map for their own original characters. It doesn't
Mhm.
make sense to me. So I can understand license because they probably have to put that into the contract and stuff.
Hmm.
But for original content, for especially again, Trickster being one of the big ones, where we got a survivor and a killer, I don't understand why you would not do a map. It doesn't make sense. Or if you are going to start reworking maps, again, go to maps that just have 1 or 2 variants maybe and look at reworking instead of a map that already had, like, didn't Macmillan already have 5
Yes.
before they did
Mhm.
it? Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
need
Hmm.
10. That's too. And I would really want someone to tell me why. Like, why does Macmillan need 10 maps?
I don't know. And there's really only one Macmillan map, the eye-shaped one. I was like, I'm really glad there's a variant of this one because the eye-shaped one is a nightmare because you three
Yes.
gen so easily and the
Yeah.
killers just
Yeah.
Hmm.
defend one side. So for that specific map, I was like, yay. But I'm like, we don't need to do that for like all
All
of
of them.
them. Like if you realize there's an issue with one of the maps, like in the realm, like at that Macmillan map, then yeah, go ahead and make a variant for just that one. Survivors are 3genning the killers, protecting that 3gen because it obviously is the map is set up that way. So I wish they would have just either replaced it or just added the one variant for that map.
Yeah, yeah. Or just be really controversial that map that doesn't work. Just fix that one map. You don't even have to do a variant. Just fix that one map.
Also, I mean, like delete the original one and put a new one
Yeah,
in. Like
do a
Right.
new one.
rework it and be like, okay, we
Rework it.
opened it up and do it like what the variant
Don't
is
even
now.
bother the variant because there might be 10 maps, but that one map variant, the I one, where it's easy to 3 gen, it's still there.
Oh, it's still there. Oh yeah.
It's not
Oh,
help anybody.
always.
Uh, those are my map thoughts.
All right. All right. So we'll move on to the next one. And they had, let's see. This is where we start to lose them on the answers.
Hmm.
This next question was, do you plan for survivors to be able to inspect other survivors' builds before the game starts, just to make people with less than 4 players coordinate more efficiently? And the answer from Rose was, "This is something we've thought about, but are currently restricted due to flexibility in the lobby screens. We are updating these old screens gradually, and you should see some improvement over the next years."
Years.
And I don't know if she meant to put year or
No.
years, so I'm pretty sure
Years.
she meant years.
They haven't
And
corrected
so,
it, so I would say
No.
it's
so
probably still years.
what are
Oh, you
our
forgot the
thoughts?
smiley face.
Oh, sorry,
Years.
smiley
Smiley
face.
face,
Why
Rose.
the hell is there a smiley face? No one is happy. Like, if we went on
It's
Reddit
just like,
and counted all the downvotes, no one is smiling, Rose. I'm sorry.
oh,
No one is
no.
smiling.
Rose was probably like, these people are going to be so excited for this answer.
Mhm.
Are you
So
trolling
yeah,
us, Rose?
what are our thoughts on this one?
Okay. So,
Oh my god. Okay, I actually just watched Scott Chun talk about this.
oh, I need to watch it.
Okay, but basically, he has a little bit of programming experience. And what he talked about, like, this really makes no sense. Now, I don't do programming, but he talked about, like, it would be so easy to just put an overlay on the lobby screen, meaning like another layer that just sits like on top. Recently, they added the icons on the right side with your build. Remember, they
Mhm.
just added that.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
why they can't stick that. Like, how hard was it for them to do that? Like, why can't they stick that over every survivor in the lobby for everyone to see? That's basically what Scott mentioned, was like kind of putting that, and you have an overlay and you put that either like above or below the survivors wherever
The
you're
funny
wanting
thing
it.
about that is not everyone has it. You have it, but I don't.
You
I
still don't
don't.
have it?
I
I
don't have
thought
No,
it.
I thought you
I,
got it eventually. I don't know.
no.
Well, the
It's
game
like
is fine,
50-50.
okay?
The game is perfectly fine. I don't understand why you can't even do like a hover mechanic. Okay, like it's in mobile. So I get that
Yes.
mobile and the computer and whatever console
Yeah, the
are
coding and
different,
stuff. Yeah.
but someone has an idea of how to do it.
I
So
don't
I don't understand why it couldn't even be like a hover or just above person's thing or at the, I'm going to save another thought for later when we get to another question. I don't understand why it's so hard.
well, what
Like an
it
overlay or something.
an
I
overlay.
don't
Don't
either.
they change the lobby screens every like
Yeah.
season? Like when we have events and stuff, like right now with Bone
Yeah.
Chill, like they change the background. Like I don't know what's so hard and why it's gonna take you years.
Well,
Like
yeah.
how bad did you screw up this game from the beginning? That's what I feel like. The spaghetti code is like screwed y'all over and y'all can't.
They
But
added a banner.
I'm
Like
not sure what they mean by being restricted due to the flexibility in the lobby
I'm
screen.
yeah,
wondering if
yeah.
she meant
Scott didn't
inflexibility.
Yeah,
due
I
to
don't know.
flexibility. Yeah, Scott couldn't like decipher this one either
I'm thinking
because
that it's supposed to be due to inflexibility in the lobby screen.
Okay. And the only thing I
But
can think
but
of is that
what's
it's different for everybody because you're always on the right side in the lobby, right? Like you're always like your person, I
yeah,
think.
yes, you're on the right side.
Yeah,
When
you're
you
on the
load
right side.
in,
So I don't know if that's what they mean. Like, oh, well, because you're always there, everybody else moves. I don't know. This one confused me. I'm not sure what they mean
I don't think this is a
by
hard
this.
change to do. I don't know if this is like an excuse to not do it, like mobile.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not
it's
sure.
totally doable. I mean, they already have the for some of us. I don't know if it's most. I have it where you have the icons to the right. They added
I
that
don't.
so
Yeah.
that when you like just select your survivor or your killer, you could just see it to the right. So if you don't want to have to like open the tab and look at all your perks and be like, "What am I running?" You
I
can
mean, I
just see
could,
it on the right. And I don't
yeah, I
know.
could. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can see not like seeing what the killer's playing, but they do it in the exit lobby. Like we can see what everybody's playing. I
Yeah,
don't see how.
the killer wouldn't see the perks. It's just the survivors. This
Hmm.
goes
Yeah,
towards like closing, which we'll talk about in a minute, closing the gap between Swift and Solo. Like this
yeah,
is what this is also a question too, is making Solo's survivor better because now you know what your team's running. So if you know someone is running certain perks, like if someone has deliverance, like then you know like okay, they unhooked, the person with
hmm,
deliverance is going to go for that unhook. And then when they get hooked, you don't have to go unhook them, right?
Hmm.
Because they have deliverance. So you could just stick your gen. Like it's situations like that. So if you kind of know what perks other people are running, you don't have to get off your gen
yeah,
to go get the save. Or if you see someone else will make it, you're like, okay, they're gonna have the fast heal, so we can sit under the hook and heal real quick. Or if someone has wake up, you want that person to be
No
opening
opening
the
the door.
door. So it's just little things like that. And like mobile's had it for 2 years.
Hmm.
And I know they're ran by different companies. I don't know why the base game Behavior's not a little company anymore. You
For
know,
sure.
they've grown a lot since they started DVD. They're bigger development team. Like they can do this. I just don't think they want to help close the gap, which we're going to see in some other questions. So,
Hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
agreed. All right, so the next question that we have, this is where we really fall off the we're answering
you keep
questions.
saying that. I feel like every question is like, and then it just gets worse. So just keep
It
going
gets
down
worse.
and down and
Trust
down.
me, it gets worse.
I
Okay.
don't. I didn't really put these in any particular order. And
Yeah, so I mean, I've just been going down
yeah, I
the
just pulled
thing,
them
but
in order from Reddit. So apparently, it just got really bad going. The more
yes,
I
it
kept
did.
going.
All right, so the next one was, are we able to receive any hints on what the solution for 3 gen might be? And the answer was, hint, PTB goes out in January, laughing emoji. In all seriousness, what I can say is we have tried very, and giant capital letters, very hard to solve the problem without interfering with, quote, normal games. And then they put, wait, one more hint. We think you'll get a kick out of it. Wink, wink. Well, they didn't put that, but that's what
Mike.
I added. Signed Spike. We were discussing this when we were looking at the questions, like what we think might be the solution for 3genning. Apparently, it goes live in January. So,
Well, no, duh. It's on your roadmap to go out in January. That's not really a
Yeah.
hint.
So that's
that's
not a
true.
hint.
That's when your chapter, the paragraph chapter for a survivor only chapter comes out.
Which, yeah,
We
we were
we
joking.
know.
We were
It
joking
should
about
it should
that.
have said fact
Yeah,
That.
it's not a hint. This is a fact.
or
This goes
for
live.
your information.
Like the hint would have been, we think you'll get a kick out of it. Like, haha. That's sort of a hint. But yeah, I
Mm.
I'm interested to see what their solution is. I think
I feel like we
Mocking kind of had an
yeah.
idea of what it could
Well,
be.
I've
Feel
heard
we
some
all
ideas.
know
Like
what it
Yeah.
might be.
killer can't kick the last gen,
Yeah.
which I don't think is a solution. I think map design. I am hoping the kick is not the only solution because, like we mentioned earlier, we have been seeing some gens really close together,
We,
Oh
like
yeah.
like a few feet apart on
as
Like we
in
could
they're
wave at
Patty's
each
map.
other.
Garden of
yeah,
Joy on
Garden
the
of
same
Joy
street. They were like next
right
to.
across from each
I was
other.
like, what is this?
You
Like,
could see,
I
yeah.
don't think Survivor. I'm getting to the point where Survivor's region. I don't know if it's completely their fault. I think map design and RNG is like a big issue right now,
Yeah.
and you can't kick the last gen. And I don't know if that means. So I'm curious if you can't kick it, or if you kick it, it doesn't regress, but you can still use any like aura reading kick
Perk.
perks like nowhere to hide,
Mhm.
because that would
That'd
suck
be
if you
cool.
can't kick at all, because then like a perk is basically useless, because you have to know if the survivors are pushing a particular gen,
Mhm.
they're around
Mhm.
there somewhere, right? And so if you can't kick
Yeah.
it at all, then you can't use like nowhere to hide, and you can't find anyone, and then it's just frustrating as killer. Like everyone hides, and you're just. I know other people have solutions of like, why can't they just add another gen? I think
King. That was
gen.
King. He said, yeah.
Yeah, King said that one. I think gen time should be less. If survivors are killed out of the match, that's my thought.
I agree
Mhm.
with that one. I think that would help put pressure too. So as you kill out survivors, so tunneling wouldn't benefit you
Mm-hmm.
if after killing people, gen time is less. So essentially, you'd want to play the game. You'd want to get all your hooks. You'd want to keep good pressure before you start actively killing people off because as you do it, gen time would go down. Which makes sense to me because we have it so many times where like we're playing and two of us are the last one on the map and it's almost impossible to get those gens done and get out. So you're just kind of like, well, who's going to try to get hatched this time?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it was lower, there's a possibility. Have we done it before? Yes, because sometimes we play very well and we're awesome, and we have done it where it's like two of us left and we
Yeah.
got four gens done and we escaped.
Mhm.
But it
Well.
was because we were actively putting pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but
And it depends
I
on the
don't.
killer
Yeah,
too and how they play. If
yeah, how they
they,
play.
because it depends if they're just gonna like, well, I don't want to just kick gens. I'll just chase the first
Chase.
survivor I find. So it's just
Hmm.
situational even if we get down to one gen, it's just the two of us. It's still hard because it's 80 seconds of gen time, and most killers are not going to leave the three gen.
Hmm. Especially if the 3 gen was already created for them, which is
Mm-hmm.
the issue like we had on Garden of Joy, where
Uh-huh.
there are 2 gens directly. I'm going to post on Instagram so you guys can see it if you want to go to our Instagram.
I
But
mean, you
they're
could.
right across the street, and then you could see the 3 gen from the gens. And then today I was playing a game on the Nostromo map, and there were 3 gens in the building
Oh
in
no.
the spaceship,
and the spaceship.
which I found so
Um,
strange because I've only had it with the two, and you're like, no, there was another one. I'm like,
no, there was
when?
another one in
I was
there.
like, when
So
did
there,
that
yeah.
happen? Like, I've
So
never had a third one, but we
and
never get that map either,
yeah,
so I don't
and I
know.
think we're
True.
playing with our friend Pathet, and we were just lucky that I believe another person had deja vu because I was running deja vu, and then the first chase, the person that went through was a Yoshi. When he was running through, he realized that's where the 3 gen was, so we all pressured building at the same time, and we eventually got a 3 man escape. I can understand like if survivors make the 3 gen, that's on them. That's not you doing your due diligence, seeing where things are. That's you doing it. But I don't think it should be created because we also had a horrible Wesker match not too long ago with a 3 gen where you could see all the gens, and he
Mm-hmm.
just stayed there the whole time. It makes it not fun. I don't know if not being able to kick is solution because then killers aren't going to be able to use some perks they bring in. Then it'll get the whole, is it killer sided? Is it survivor sided? I really think they have to come up with something else. Like, I'm kind of worried about what their solution is because I feel more and more as they change stuff and as they fix stuff, I just feel like they're more off the mark with understanding the mechanics of their own game.
Same.
So,
Mm-hmm.
All
yeah,
right.
those are my thoughts.
Good thoughts. I enjoyed them. All right. So this next question is a little wordy, but we'll
Well,
we'll get through it.
this also is a response to the last Ask Me Anything too.
Yeah, they discussed
So
this in the last one. I guess
which is mentioned in the beginning, but just yeah.
Oh, also in the comments, before you read the question, please let us know if the question was actually answered. You may go.
okay. So this person asked, you guys claimed last AMA that a dislike of FOMO is why you didn't have prestige rewards past Prestige 9. But that doesn't exactly make sense for two reasons. One, people are free to prestige in their own time. It's not like their levels are going anywhere. And you already have an actual limited time content in the game, twice a year with the Halloween and the winter events, to the point where cosmetics that have been accessible at any time for years have now been locked behind a window of a few weeks. Why claim FOMO as a reason why you're hesitant to add more rewards for dedicated players when there's already substantial amounts of limited content in the game?
Just to interrupt real quick. FOMO is the fear of missing out. For
There
anyone
you
who doesn't know,
go.
you may
Yes.
continue with the answer.
I thought of that when I started reading. I was like, should I have sent it them? Okay. So the answer from Rose, or non-answer, was prestige and limited time content are significantly different for us in the sense that the prestige option should always be there for all players, whereas limited content is almost always linked to seasonal events such as anniversary, Halloween, Bone Chill, etc. Which again ties back to us not wanting to clog up the inventory slash store view for players when the relative season is not active.
Let me just read the question again. Why claim fear of missing out as a reason why you're hesitant to add more rewards for dedicated players when there's already substantial amounts of limited content already in the game? And her answer is prestige rewards and limited content rewards are different from each other, and we don't want to clog up your inventory store view for players during seasonal rewards.
It
Yes.
doesn't make sense. I'm so confused.
Which
Rose,
so
Miss
last
Smiley Face. I don't get it. Like,
So I guess last Ask Me Anything. So if anyone like didn't see it last time, I guess this was their answer, right? Was why aren't there more prestige rewards? They
yeah,
said it was a fear of missing out, which again makes
and
no sense because
yeah,
like we've discussed, behind the scenes, like this is something that happens naturally now
No such
when you
thing.
play. Like you kind of just sort of prestige someone once you hit a certain level. Like okay, maybe back in the day you prestige once and then you had to start all over, and then if you did it again, and he maxed out at 3, but now you could go to 100. I just
Yeah,
this.
and there were a
There's
couple follow-up questions too with this one, the
Oh
Q2 and
yeah.
Q3 in there, where they're like,
Let's see.
you want to read it?
So
The
yeah,
Q2
this is
is,
cute. This so the other question that was added on to these were that is even more reason as to why you should give prestige awards. Prestige is something players can always attain year round. It's an achievable goal attainable from just playing your game,
Mhm.
which agreed. And then the
yes.
other one was that the new banner and badge system is perfect for this type of reward. Incremental rewards for different prestige levels and achievement/challenges, with the benefit of showing them off in post-game lobbies, what most players actually want from awards in parentheses. So they mostly, like for this last one, they answered, "We hear you. It's why we do discussions like this so we can get direct feedback. Thank you for keeping it constructive."
Oh, and they also had
And
the answer to the Q2, which was the second one
yeah,
was, we appreciate the player's passion, blah, blah. No promises, but we'll kick
yeah,
off the
but
discussion internally. It's
yeah.
just like,
Was
I,
that was that Dave?
it doesn't
This might have
say
been Dave.
actually. It's
I'm
probably
seeing a
still
pattern.
Rose. It's probably
Dave,
still freaking
was
Rose.
that you?
I'm not happy with Rose. But I feel
But like
like I
none
feel
of this came up in discussion. Like, oh, we'll put this in our internal discussions. Like
well,
nobody thought of this at
no,
all.
no.
No
This
one.
is what's weird. Okay, we're gonna think back to the days of like old DVD when I first started playing.
The
Okay, we're
days of
gonna go
yore.
back and back and back, where no one hardly prestiged because to prestige you lost all your items,
Mhm.
all your offerings. So people didn't prestige very often because they didn't lose all their stuff. And if you did,
Yeah.
there were prestige rewards. You got the bloody cosmetics, which you now get for prestige 4 through 6 for your
Mhm.
characters.
Yeah.
But it was harder to prestige back then. Like we
It
didn't get
was.
as many blood points. Like the blood point system was different. The blood web was different. Like everything, it was harder to prestige, and I think people had a hard time prestiging because they didn't want to give up all their stuff. Like people would tend to like try to use everything off that character before
Mhm.
they would prestige, so it was like a
Yeah.
longer process. And obviously the blood was changed, so we didn't have the little middle button to like go. It
Oh
just
yeah.
everything took
Took
forever.
forever.
Everything took forever. So like to have those
It
like
was.
bloody
Yeah.
cosmetics like really meant something back in the day, and I only did it on
Exactly.
like 3 people
Mhm.
because it just took forever. And then you had to be able to like let go of like, because by the time you got to prestiging, you had a lot of stuff. It's not like you
Mhm.
just want to
Hmm.
like throw it away. And I mean, you're also thinking further back when like there was less characters and stuff, so you can't just be like, well, you can just switch to this other character, or
Yeah, for sure.
so I feel like this isn't like a new concept. Y'all have done this already. Like, why are they acting like this is some new concept? And I love how like people are asking these questions, having to explain to them, okay, listen. So prestiging is around all the time.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
here all year. We can do it
I like
whenever we
how
want.
I like how they give like the thing like, well, people can do this all the time. So like, what's the deal?
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with the answer from Rose was not an answer. Like,
Mm-mm. This
and
was not an answer.
yeah,
I
so
don't.
like, I don't understand what it is because there is no so let's
You,
just behavior. Let's have a one-on-one. Sit down. Let's talk with Queen Amg. I'm gonna do some quality assurance coaching with you, okay? So someone mentioned they had a feeling, right, that you guys are saying, one, maybe you don't know what FOMO means. That's why I wanted to define it real quick. There was a feeling that someone expressed a thought that they didn't understand why you were saying that something naturally that takes place in your game would create FOMO. And one, you didn't validate what they were saying, you didn't recognize what they were saying, and you gave an answer that had nothing to do with what they were asking. So
Mhm.
one, we don't want to do that anymore. Like someone asks a question, you should answer it. It it doesn't make sense. The simple answer would be like if you have no intention to add additional prestige rewards at this time, just say that. Just say
Yeah.
like at this time we're not going to add anymore. Don't make something up as well. Like, we're worried that people are going to have fear of missing out. The only reason why someone's going to have a fear of missing out is because they are purposely not playing your game. Like they're not prestiging. That's on them. That's on them. Now, can you have fear of missing out with other things, like maybe your big events and not getting a cosmetic? Yeah. But at the same time, as you guys cycle those back through. So as the person said, even that, even those events, we know it's going to come back around and we're going to be able to get it at some point. It's really non-existent. So why you would say put that as a reason as to not doing something doesn't make sense. When you can just say we're not planning on doing it, or right now we don't have the manpower, or right now we're focusing on something else, other than putting it back on, well, we feel like you guys are going to have fear of missing out.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
All right. So after that lively discussion,
You're
we can
welcome.
move. You're welcome. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love going to TED Talks. They're so much fun.
I mean, I just do them all the time. Like maybe I can make a career out of it. I have
Right?
ambitions.
I agree. I agree. All right. So this one is talks about Swift and solo survivors. And the question was, although the gap between Swift, which is, oh my God,
Survive with friends.
Survive
survive
with
with
friends.
friends, and solar survivors has been reduced quite significantly since the addition of the survivor activity HUD in 6.5.0. There's still a notable power imbalance. In my opinion, this is caused particularly because of two reasons. One, the lack of shown progression for non-repairing and non-recovery actions in the activity HUD, and two, a lack of information about ally perks slash items. And so then their question was, are there any plans to further bridge the Swift and solo survivor gap by providing solo players with more information about their allies? And our non-answer was Mike
Mm.
said, we always monitor the difference between survivor groups, Swift and solo, and our current stance is that lack of information is not the crux of the problem, but rather that friends work together by nature and solo survivors don't. And then in parentheses, he wrote as much. Signed, Mike.
Wow, this was real rocket science by Mike to
Yeah,
say,
Mike was like, look, we don't know what we're doing.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, why friends work
I'm
better
sure
together?
Mike
Don't
is
you
a lovely
know?
person. Like, I'm
Don't
sure
you
he's a
know?
great person.
Do you guys know that when you Swift, you work better together, but when you solo queue, the reason you guys don't work better together is because you just don't want to.
I feel
I
like this
I didn't
answer.
know that.
I feel like this answer is like bashing solo survivors a bit. I don't know.
It
That's
is.
I
kind of
agree.
how I felt reading it. And Otts has a response.
So, Ott Starva wrote, could you not argue that solo players have a much harder time working together because they are in the dark about so many things? For comparison, Swift and Comms can be immediately aware of their own perks, the killer perks that have been revealed, the exact location of the killer if he is in chase, and what they're going to do next. Could we have an estimate of escape rate of solo and Swift survivors? I don't know if they answered him or
I
not.
don't
I don't
think they
think they did.
did.
I also
I
want to
don't
point
believe
out
so.
when I screenshotted this a couple days ago, like the downvote for DVD's response was like 86, and the upvote for Otts was like 130. And Otts did
Nice.
a whole video discussing this question and some other ones.
Yeah, I feel like this
It's
one was definitely one of the least popular of the answers.
well,
um, for obvious reasons. I mean, they're saying that, oh, friends work better together by nature. And it's like, okay, well, I don't work with other solo survivors because don't I don't know what's happening.
yeah.
And it's not because I'm mean. It's not because I'm like, oh, I'm only out for myself. So if they get hooked, I'm gonna let them die. It's like, no, I'm not sure like who's going, what's happening. When I play with my Swift, like of course I know, hey, the killer's here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got him. You go get the person on hook. So it's just I don't like this answer.
Well, and I mean, as a solo survivor, you could run like aura reading perks and stuff
Yeah, of
to
course.
help you, but I think the question is, should I have to have a full loadout to just know where people are, know where the killer is? Honestly, I think Kindred should be base kit to start with. Would
Kindred?
be
Yeah.
Kindred, and we may
Hmm.
BT borrow time base kit. Kindred should be next. So at least when someone's hooked, everyone can see where they are for that period of time. So I'm not
Hmm.
like trying to be like, oh, everyone should have bond. Like no, but Kindred should be base kit. It's just sad because like there wasn't we didn't put this question. There's another question in the Q&A that they didn't really answer, and it was about people killing themselves on hook. And
Hmm.
like I feel like almost every solo
Almost every game.
survivor game or duo game even, we have someone that tries to kill themselves on first hook.
First
Like
hook.
it's always, or they become a bot. It's one of the two. It's either the
Mhm.
first person that gets chased, and even if they have like a decently long chase, they will either disconnect or they'll kill themselves on hook because they were the first one found. And it is so hard. And they said they don't have any idea of how to stop that. I'm almost to the point of saying we should just not be able to Kobe off the hook. I would rather people not be able to Kobe than to go through what's going on in solo survivor matches right now with people trying
Yeah.
to kill themselves. Rework Deliverance and, or I guess you could keep Deliverance the same that you could get off the hook, but like get rid of Kobeing. Like I would rather get rid of Kobeing than
Kobe second hook maybe. Give yourself a chance, and then if you don't do it, you're on there.
maybe
Yeah.
so do it in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been miserable as solo and even duos too. Like we had a
Our
Queen and I,
duos.
yeah, Queen and I had a match before we started recording, and like this Michaela like totally was terrible and
Just
screwed us
through.
over. Yeah, she just threw it. She threw a pallet at the beginning of the match and let the killer know where she was and wanted to be chased. She went down really fast, and I have no idea what was going through her head. It was just very bizarre. And of course, we don't get out of those rounds because someone has already screwed it up, and then you're having a 3v1 basically. It was just miserable. Like
Yeah, and then
solo is miserable.
we had the last time we played somebody who killed them. Well, a couple of matches back to back where someone killed themselves first hook. But it's not like even their chase was long. I'm sorry, if you go down 30 seconds after the game started, like there's still game to play. Of course, the gen's
Yeah.
not gonna pop. You went down 30 seconds. We're working on it.
Well, and usually that's the killer running lethal. Like, okay, I know where people are at the
Yeah.
beginning of the match. So if they're running lethal, like, yeah, people are going to go down fast at the beginning. That's why the killer runs that perk.
I don't know if this is like feasible, but is maybe if you miss like so many skill checks in a row on your second hook, you get like a penalty, but I don't know if that would work. It sucks. And what is it? We played a game with Chucky. I think our person killed themselves and then we ended up having a snowball fight and then he made us do 4 gens by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Yeah,
let
because
us
they
out,
killed
but it
themselves on
was
hook. And at
Yeah,
the
he
end,
felt bad.
he even felt bad. He apologized.
yeah,
He's
he was
like,
like, "I'm sorry they
"I'm so
DC'd."
sorry they DC'd."
Yeah, because it's not really
Yeah.
fun on the killer side either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
for
be
sure.
like, if you're looking to like get better as a killer or like challenge yourself, like if you have people just killing themselves. And like I've had that in my killer rounds too, where people try to Kobe, and I'm like, I'm not being that sweaty. Like it's really like it's always like the first person that gets caught. I don't know what it is, or like I'm out, and I'm like, why? Like, and if you're gonna do
Yeah.
that, if that's your mentality of like, I don't like this particular killer, I don't like some of the maps or whatever, don't play this
Yeah.
game. Like, I would rather you
Yeah.
not play this game. If you are not down to
Yeah,
go
for
against
sure.
every killer on any map, like
On any map.
I understand you're not gonna love every killer and stuff, but you gotta be willing to play the game. If you're not willing to play the match, don't play it all. Don't ruin it for the other people. Did y'all watch Otz's video?
Yeah, and this is what I was going to bring up. Okay, Odd
Okay.
Starva, right?
Look,
Great
bro.
guy, pillar of the community. He
Yeah, for
was
sure.
even on like the latest live stream with the introduction of Chucky. He played in there, and he basically said when they're like, "Do your introduction," he's like, "I'm just someone who's passionate about DBD." This is Otts, right? His videos are anything that happens, he's testing stuff, he's giving comments, constructive feedback, telling them why things aren't valuable, telling them how things can change to make it more balanced on both sides. Because he plays both. He's mostly a killer main, but he plays survivor. We're talking about just like someone who loves the game. I would say like up there with content creators for DBD. He does commentary on almost anything they do. Isn't invited for that. He does commentary for tournament events. Like he's so knowledgeable.
I know, he knows
And,
so much.
And he
and
has a big following. Let's also
a
admit,
big
like,
following.
because of all that, and he's great, like, down to earth guy. He has thousands of people watching his content. So you would think
Yeah.
behavior would listen a little
And
bit.
this Ask Me Anything was a turning point for him to say, you know what? One, I'm looking to add other content
Mm-hmm.
that's not just Dead by Daylight, and he understands he's probably going to lose viewers. But I'll be honest, I've watched a lot of his stuff that's not Dead by Daylight, and he's just hilarious in general.
Yes.
But he's also going to stop doing like his commentary videos, his videos on how things could be fixed, because he doesn't feel like behavior is listening. And that's so disheartening. He's a fog whisperer.
Yeah.
For someone who you actively engage with to come to you and say like, "Hey, I no longer want to make this type of content because it's obvious after this Q&A that you are not listening." And that's why I said behavior. Go back to my TED Talk, listen to it. The reason people are so pissed off is you're not validating any feelings people are expressing. It's called empathy, you know?
You have a perk.
And
Yeah.
yes,
You have a perk named
right?
after
You have a
this.
perk for it. You need to put that perk on right now. Put
Empathetic
it on.
connection or whatever it is. But you're not validating anything they're saying, and people are coming back to you and they're telling you that, and the answers you're getting one are not non-answers. I'm wondering if maybe some of you are running to, have some type of political career. If so, you're on the right track. Good job. Not answering anything, talking in circles. I'm so proud of you. Good for you. I hope things work out. But you're not listening. And I feel like personally the game's more unbalanced than ever for the most part
Yeah.
on different sides for both killer and survivor. But to have somebody who is essentially a pillar in your community and actively engages in your community and knows more about the mechanics of your game than you do and has proven it on multiple occasions to not engage with them is just so disrespectful.
Yeah. Which I
Uh,
always thought, like when I first started and playing this game and I learned about like the fog whispers, I always thought they were the go-to kind of
mhm.
for DBD. Like, oh, hey, we have these fog whispers for a reason because they know the game. They're out there listening to the community and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like they're just not anymore. Or I don't know if they ever were, but I just feel like
No.
they're like, oh, here we have these people and they're like kind of the face of our game essentially, but we don't do anything with it. Like we just ignore them and pretend like they don't exist. Like what's
They
the
Dowsy?
point?
Dowsy left. Yeah, Dowsy left because it was just frustrating. Oh, they took his shirts, of course. Like there was that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like that was that whole thing with the
But yes, Dowsy left, and even like Spooky is making other content too because I
yeah.
think a lot of creators don't want to be stuck with DVD only if like it burns up to death, right? There's a
Yeah.
joke about what's going to ruin DVD. Like is
Mhm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre going to take out DVD? No, DVD will take
No,
out DVD.
DVD is going to
Yeah.
take out
And
DVD.
like
They're their own worst enemy.
when Odds' video, I just felt like so
I felt so
disheartened
bad.
and sad,
Yeah.
and like the comments too. So, and people are like, I don't want to say dissing the Fog Whisperer program, like not the Fog Whisperers themselves, but that the program because it's
Yeah.
mainly a PR thing. They don't go. My understanding, I could be wrong. My understanding though is they don't use the Fog Whisperers for feedback. They give them org cells. They give them codes, to give out to the communities. But it's marketing and PR. New chapter comes out, new cosmetics come out. They have the Fog Whisperers show it off,
Mhm.
and I think there's probably a contract, and I know like they can't go off too much, on dissing DBD. I think they're kind of limited on what they can say. I mean, they can give criticism, but they can't be, outright dissing the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some like manners and protocol, like they have to keep on their stream. And I know Dowsy, I think, got tired of kind of that and the
Yeah.
fakeness and not being able to express how he felt about the game.
Well, that
Um,
happens when someone is not listening to you and validate what you're saying. And it kind of sucks because Odds is so Dowsy too. Like some of your fog whisperers behavior are so freaking intelligent. It blows my mind. Like I've seen their Excel sheets. Like the
have you
things they're doing, the
have you
things
seen
they're calculating.
have you seen Alts's 16-hour videos, y'all? Like, come
Yes.
on.
No, I have not
Yes.
yet.
I've watched them. They're fascinating. Like he is so smart. And to have like when behavior like releases stuff for whether fog whispers to go immediately like, oh my god, you can run this pick, but I think that's gonna be abusive with this one because then you can have like Dowsy was like what was it the 5 hits you could have before you went down,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them they automatically knew that.
Mhm.
How hard is it to be like, hey, like maybe you haven't signed NDAs or whatever. If someone's really passionate about something, like there's some games I've played for years and they've come with me and said, "Hey, we can't tell you what to do in this while you sign this NDA." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Tell me what it is and I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you criticism." Or maybe it was an NDA. It was just like, "Hey, let's have personal one-on-one time." I love doing that cuz you're willing to listen to somebody who has the ear of the community and also had taken the time to not only play the game but learn mechanically how everything runs. That's an endeavor in itself. And then to not use them when they're obviously more educated than other people on your team,
Yeah, for sure.
especially with some of these answers, that's on you. Why have the program at all if you're not going to utilize it?
It's PR. It's all PR. It's show off the cosmetics, show off the chapter, give out some codes, make the community happy.
Hmm. Pretend
And
that you don't have issues.
Well,
yeah,
I'd be happy if you'd listen. I don't,
I
yeah.
mean, they should be, and I mean, maybe they do. I don't know how this works, but they should be maybe coming to the headquarters of behavior or having like you can do a Zoom call and just be like, "Hey, give me your feedback. Tell us what's happening in the community." And like let us know because they call like, "Oh, this is going to be the new meta," like you were saying, or like this is going to be abused or this is going to be misconstrued or whatever.
hmm
And yeah, I mean, I think you've said all this, but yeah, like they're not paying attention to people. Even like, people who aren't fog whispers. I've seen other videos of people who are like,
hmm
"Hey, this is what I've been doing," and nobody said anything about it. Like,
Oh, you mean when
like
they
I've been,
changed Blast Mine and didn't say anything?
hmm
yeah, like they didn't even know that that was broken for the longest time, and then they were
Or how
like,
they left Merciless
"Oh,
Stone broken for a really long
yeah,"
time.
Very long
and
time.
but then these most recent ones, they kill switched almost immediately. There were what, like 3 perks, I believe.
Oh, that's
Well,
coming up in the
any
next question, but yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
anything
Sorry.
No, you're
survivor,
fine.
they
Yeah.
tend to kill switch very fast. Killer stuff,
Yeah.
they don't have a history of really kill switching that.
And just to clarify, Otz is still making DVD content. It's just not going to be
hmm
the how to improve DVD content. He's still going to do like his educational kind of tier list and like what are the best
hmm
add-ons
Yeah.
and things like that. And he'll do his compilation videos. But
But
like
he's
he
not gonna doing like his constructive criticism
no, and
one.
no kill streaks either. No streaks
Yeah,
because of
or
cheaters.
yeah, or how things can be made better, like his own viewpoints and how you could take this perk or this killer and rework them and make them better. He's not gonna be doing those either, which honestly is very valuable stuff. Behavior. Go and look through those videos. Like they're very well thought out. Like a lot of people do that. They're very well thought out in regards to how to make the game more balanced because as he said he is just someone that's passionate about the game. I just have an issue with people who kill other people's passions.
I
I
do
think
too.
that's what it is. Like I feel like we're very passionate about it. That's why we're so heated with this is we're passionate about the game, we enjoy the game. Do we get frustrated with it? Yes. But I
Yeah.
think what's more frustrating is to have a Q&A and to not answer anything, or when you do answer stuff have answers that aren't really answers, or that are kind of like, are you being sarcastic, are you being flippant,
Rose with the smiley
why,
face.
yeah, why are you saying
Ugh.
stuff like this? It doesn't make any
Like,
sense.
does anyone read over these answers? I really want to know. Do they have a PR person that reads any of this? They really should have a PR department that just answers all of this. Like, get together with the different like developers and what whoever handles the like with the map question you want to talk to whoever does level design, right? And get an answer. And like it needs to be like written out and ironed out. And I think they're just getting like because I know Dave's one of the developers. It's like I don't know who Rose is. I don't know who Mike is. Like who are these people answering? And their answers are Rose's answer about like it's gonna take us years to do this, and she puts a smiley face. I'm like, we're not smiling over here. Like I don't
We
get
don't like
this.
to offend.
That's a not good.
Well,
Like don't have just
yeah.
anyone because okay, even if you're a good developer. you may not be a good writer, or you may not be good at answering questions, which is why I'm saying, like, get a PR department to like
Hmm.
iron out some of these answers and think about how they sound, because I don't think they realize that these answers are coming off so bad and so negative. Because I mean, we're not even covering the whole Q&A, because most of the answers are like, no, we're not doing that, or maybe in the future that's a good
We're
idea,
like, that's
we'll think
cool.
about it, like they're really like non-answers, like, no, we're not doing, or we haven't even considered it. So these are the ones where they actually did give some answers, and they were not great answers. They did have some
Mhm.
other answers as far as maybe porting in some cosmetics from mobile, which they of course they'll do that. You want to know why? It brings them money. I feel like, and we'll get to this with the next question too, but it's like everything to do with the game being better, they don't want to do, because
Mhm.
they're making enough money off the chapters and cosmetics. I don't think they see a reason, because Oz also had a question about the common perks, right? Because Stranger
Mhm.
Things got put back in, so a bunch of common perks that were the Stranger Things perks are now back in the license. So they're with Nancy, Steve, and Demogorgon. And it was like, there's no gen regression perks for the killers for common perks. And so his
Yeah.
point was like, are you going to rework perks, not add perks, like rework some of these common perks? And some of them are not very good perks on both
Mhm.
sides, survivor and killer.
Mhm.
And they were just like, no, because new killers are going against new survivors. So
They don't need them.
they all suck. Like, everyone sucks at the beginning is what it is. But then like someone made a comment after that. Well, when you buy the base game, you know you have like Dwight, you have resilience. So
Mhm.
you have prove thyself. You have resilience. Like, survivors have gen perks,
Yeah.
killers don't.
Don't.
So it's
Again,
like,
balance. What
so
one
it's
has, the other should
so
have.
I think Oz is really asking, are you going to make one of these killer common perks maybe a gen regression perk to replace Jolt? I think that's really what it was. Like,
Mhm.
Jolt is now out, and that was the only gen regression perk. And it wasn't, and someone also made the point, like, it's a good perk for new killers because it's easy to use. Because all you have to do is down the survivor, and then like it takes progress off
Mhm.
nearby gens. It's easy. People can understand it. They don't understand their own game. Anyway, I'll stop talking. I'll stop talking.
I think we
No,
have one more question.
that's why we're here.
Oh my god, I could just like, I don't know. Well, it'll kind of. I think we're going to talk about more when we get to this next question too, because I wanted to include
Yeah.
this one because this is a recent thing going on, and it kind of goes with the overall, like, the previous stuff we're talking about.
Yeah. And it also feels, we'll get to that, but this answer just is kind of like, what? It leaves you shaking your head. But this person asked, this year there was a lot of game breaking bugs. Flashlights got kill switched 2 times.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
this isn't worded well, but it got kill switched.
Okay, yeah,
I
they
guess
got
a second time in a few
yeah.
months.
So flashlights got killed switched a second time a few months ago. A lot of invisible killers and female vaults were bugged as well.
Oh yeah, the
Any
vaults.
any plans to maybe do a health update? I will take I will take future with less chapters. Oh, I will take a future with less chapters, but a more stable game.
Mm-hmm.
And they answered, we try to constantly improve the state of the game, but it's unfortunate that some issues keep coming back. Each release is aimed to be stable, and we will continue to do our best to hit that goal. There are no concrete plans for an update dedicated to health, but our hope is to have each build be as polished as well as we can.
And we know how that goes, don't we?
Signed Rose.
Rose.
I mean, this isn't like a horrible answer, but
I
it's
mean, at
also
least it was an
like,
answer, but
yeah, like, hey, we don't really have any concrete plans to like tackle the health of the game. But I mean, this person is right. Like, the flashlights got kill switched twice in the past couple months. The female vault thing they never fixed for
Well,
like a while. They
the
well,
take
they
down,
vault.
fixed it.
They,
Then it, then,
then it
then
broke.
they broke it again, and then they broke it again, and
and
then
then
they fixed it.
they got it fixed.
Yeah.
Like, they had, well, I think they had it, but then like it was noticeable that the male survivors vaulted farther than the female survivors.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't know. Anyway,
Rude
it
behavior.
was like
Rude.
broken, and it was okay, and then they broke it, and now it's finally fine. It was like months of it being really weird. And yeah, and the flashlight exploit has been in there twice recently. So this kind of goes back to, why don't they spend time on the game health, on bridging the survivor like solo swift gap? like making the overall gameplay. Add in a gen regression perk in the common perks. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why don't
Yeah.
they do some of these? Give a trickster map, maybe like health. That's not really game health, but
It's game variety, though.
yeah, I feel like they are never going to give up the every 3 months, right? It's every 3 months for the chapter releases. Like, I don't think they're ever going to give it up because of money. I'm just going to put it out there. They make good money probably off of a lot of their chapters, especially this last year. They had a lot of good chapters, and Stranger Things is back. But I feel like they won't even take off a month to like do game health. Dowsy had a video once upon a time talking about game health and things they should do for game health, and like that they should take a period of time and like just do game health. And I think people would be fine with that because
It would be.
I think I'm just wondering at what point is there going to be too many characters in this game? I'm just gonna be honest. Like, we have, I don't even know, 30, 40 characters on each side,
What point are
right?
there going to be too many fun cosmetics?
Or like too
Mhm.
many perks. Like, how many perk ideas can you have? Like, I don't think it would hurt if they took off like one chapter a year and made it a health update, or just lessen how many
Well,
chapters they
health
release.
updates can be updates in themselves too. So another game I've been playing for forever, I don't know, however many years. Kind of like, and I've mentioned before, where they started to have this issue where it became apparent that nothing was going to fix because they were making the money. Luckily, being that it's not like a huge game like DBD, community was able to come together and they took a hit financially for a month because of something that they did. It was very noticeable. They came back to us and they were like, hey, let's talk about this. And one of the things we were like is like, we want transparency, like, we want roadmaps. But we also said, like, we can understand that it also is like behavior. What's your idea of an update? If your idea of like an updated content is always pushing out new things, but is that your community's idea as well? And they kind of learned in this other game I played that the idea of content didn't always have to be new. We wanted them to rework some old. And so for us, when they did that and they released it, it was a brand new content update. That's how we viewed it. And I feel like that's how some people who play DBD would view that too. If you did these health updates to rework stuff or add in stuff for variety in the game or health in the game or take a look at your perks and see how they work, to me that is a content update even though there's no new content. But it feels like new content because you made a change. So, I'd be willing to have stuff like that for gameplay variety with maps. I'm willing to have a new map, even if it's just a map on its own, because it's still something in the game that one will add to the health because you're creating that variety, you're creating that engagement, you're listening to your players. It doesn't have to be necessarily, I don't know, something crazy. Like, I don't know if I'm making any sense anymore
You
because I'm getting
do,
fired
but
up.
I still think it goes back to my original argument. They don't make money off of that though.
Yeah.
But it will help with player longevity and
I
engagement.
agree.
And that's how you're going to get your money. The more satisfied your consumer is, the more they're willing to put in there.
Yeah.
If it starts happening, especially if you now have your people who are essentially doing your PR for you, your fog whisperers are coming to you. And there's some people like Odd Starvo was more upfront. King, I watched King's video too. He gave his thoughts. King is more of, likes to put like, I don't want to say like a positive spin
He's
or
more
anything on it, but
optimistic.
yeah, more optimistic with the things that he gives. I feel like polyester can kind of do the same, but just like listen to these people, like please, because they all have followings, and if what happened with my game was is all the people who are essentially equatable to the fog whispers, they all got together and it created issues for the game because they had the community buy them. We don't interact with you behavior. Rose, I don't know who Rose is. I don't know who Mike is. I don't know who Dave is. But like I'm not inundated with their content. Like,
Mm-mm.
I interact on Spooky Loops' stream. If I go in and say hi, he'll be like, "Hi, Queen."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, that, and
if you
even
get
if you
into the
don't,
whole,
I know, and even if you don't interact with that content creator, like if you watch, just watching them and then
yeah,
them being like, well, this sucks with DBD. Like, it doesn't
yeah,
make you excited to play DBD either. Or like if they stop playing DBD or they're, start going away from that, like Ots is doing. There were a lot of comments on Otz's YouTube video that people are like, yeah, this is why I stopped playing. This is why I stopped playing. And
we have a lot of friends who've stopped playing. Like right now,
uh
it's just the three of us mostly, but we used to have like a 5-man team and stopped playing, and we have other friends
my
who've stopped
husband
playing.
stopped playing.
Yeah.
And we haven't gone, we were going to do a talk on MMR eventually. And one of the things,
Mhm.
though, in the research and like I watched, it was King's video, he talked about since they put in MMR, the player base has not bounced back up.
No, it
There
hasn't.
was like, this was just on Steam, it was like 50,000 people playing, and
Mhm.
it has not really gone back up to that consistently. I think there's one month when I looked at the Steam charts, it got up to like 49,
Yeah.
but
Those
like
can be around
consistently,
major releases
yeah,
too.
but
Resident
consistently,
Evil.
no. Yeah, I didn't even go that high when Wesker came out. If y'all screw it up too much, and I do kind of wonder, like hypothetically, if Fog Whispers got together and were like, and let's just stop being Fog Whispers. I mean, what do you get at? I mean, I don't know if you really get a whole lot out of it besides, cosmetics or Excel's codes. Like,
That's what
because
I
I
was
because I
wondering.
feel like people that follow their favorite content creator, they would stay with them no matter what, right? Does it really matter? Like, do you watch Spooky because he's a fog whisperer, or because he makes
He's
really good
hilarious.
he
I
makes
just
really
think
good
he's funny.
DBD content, right? Like you follow
He's got
people
an amazing
because
beard. He's
Mm,
a tatted, bearded man with a sense of humor,
yeah,
with a
he's 10
wonderful
out of
partner,
10.
Toki.
amazing
You know,
huntress, and he's just
Isn't
same reason I
he?
funny.
watch
He's
Ots.
entertaining.
Ots is entertaining. He's funny. He's very knowledgeable. Same reason I watch like King. Like, I mean, like I'm not going anywhere if they do it, but essentially that's what happened in the other game is they got together and they were like, we don't care about your in-game currency anymore. We don't care about your codes. We don't care about this. We care about our community. And it did bring change, and they were more open to stuff. Is it perfect? No. But it was noticeable improvement in the game after them telling us for years, like, we can't go back and do this because of how our game is programmed. Which essentially wasn't true because they're making those changes. Is it taking a little while? Yes. So I don't see why, like, you can't do it. I don't know. Like, I'm wondering, like, this behavior, do you have, like, any core values or anything for your company that's like, we believe in this? Like, we believe in telling the truth. We believe in doing what's best for our consumer. Like, I don't feel like it. Like, no one wants to play a game where you're constantly going in, whether you're survivor and killer, or just getting shit on because it's not balanced. Like, that's not fun.
I think the issue is they probably think it's fine. Like what out of this Q&A, they think solo survivor is fine. I I think the issue is not that they don't have core values, is that they don't recognize what are issues in their game. They already have an idea, and Ots kind of said this, like they already have an idea of what they want to do with the game. And they're not going to deviate from that plan, whatever it is. So even if we're screaming at them that stuff is broken, the gap between Swift and solo is like huge, and playing solo sucks. That doesn't make them money to fix it. Like they gave us little HUD icons and they think everything's fine now. And I don't know how they know that lack of information isn't the crux of the problem. If that's not the crux of the problem, then what is? It's not this whole friends work better together. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Of course they do. Like, you didn't need to explain that to us. Y'all have to be explained what FOMO is. Like, y'all don't know what is going on with your own game. I think is the
Yeah.
problem is their perception of like how the game is not how the player base sees the game. Like there's this disconnect. And I think it's not that they don't care or that they don't have values. I think it's just they don't have the same perception and they're not I mean, like we've talked about who is playtesting this game
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
because apparently they have a playtester. We found that from the Chucky live stream.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that play.
She was good. She was good playing
She was
Chucky.
great, but like still like I wonder like how many like in their quality assurance like do they go on and play like public matches? Do they play a lot of solo survivor matches? Like I would really love to know like how much testing they do, or do they just do like in-house testing where they all play
Not,
custom matches? You know what I mean?
not
Like
even.
there's a difference between
Yeah.
like playing custom and just testing things out in-house versus let's go play a bunch of solo survivor rounds and then see how it feels.
Yeah, my issue is not even like testing. My issue is how they're coming up with stuff. So, like, when they're creating these chapters and perks, that during the actual act of creation, when you're putting stuff together before it's in the game and you're actually building it, not having connection to other things that have in the game, that's a thing that doesn't make sense to me. How you're creating stuff, again, especially perks, and not knowing how that stuff you're creating is gonna interact. That's why I wonder about quality assurance, because a quality assurance person, like essentially, because I am at my job, is to know everything about how my company works and executes things so that I can tell others that that will work or that will not work. I need to know all the content of how things work together. So essentially, if I am pulled into something and they're trying to like pull to meeting, they're trying to see if something that can be done, I'd be the person that will say like, well, yeah, that's possible, but XYZ will happen. Or no, that's not possible because of XYZ. Or you can do this, but this is going to be impacted. That's my job. Who's doing that for, for the like when you're actually right in your little meeting and they're like, okay, Rose, let's mark here. We're in our teams meeting here. You're taking notes. We want to do this type of perk. Where's the quality assurance person to be like, well, actually, this perk will interact with these other 10 perks and it can create this out. Like, who's doing that?
Yeah, because remember the 5 endurance hits
Yes.
PTB? I feel like that's a great example of like people taking
Yeah.
like endurance hit. It's like, I mean, it was fun. It was broken. Like everyone knew it was broken. It was like, how did y'all let this in the game? Like, did you
Or
not
even
know when you did this? Like, we could just keep taking endurance hits. Like,
or even the perk that they just nerfed to the ground. Gabriel's perk, what's it called?
made for this.
Made for this, where everyone was like the speed, the speed, the speed. And I was like, no, it's gonna be the endurance. It's gonna be the endurance effect. And what was it? It was the endurance.
But I think the speed was also
It is
interesting.
part of it.
It made it an interesting perk because there are very few there well, I mean there were no perks that made the survivor just faster running.
Yes.
Like forever. Like for besides like a sprint burst, like for like more than 3 seconds. You know. So I think made for this and the endurance effect was another thing. But like just overall the perk was interesting when it came out because it was very a different concept than the other exhaustion perks. So
And it worked well
it worked well, and now they've
with a lot of the other
and
perks
then their solution is to nerf it to the ground,
to nerf it to the ground.
because they
Of
can't
course.
think of anything better. If you had a problem with the endurance, just take the endurance effect off and leave it at the 3%. Like,
Or understand how people are going to use it. Because so far, everyone was so focused on the, oh my God, the speed boost. And I'm like, well, now you have this endurance stacking thing, and we can get to where, you can have multiple hits now. If you have your Metal of Man, if you have, I don't know, what other, Dead Hard's exhaustion, so that wouldn't work with
well,
it,
you could
right?
run buckle up too with it,
Buckle
so the
up,
other
yeah.
person would have an endurance effect if you picked
Hmm.
them up. So kind of like the for the people buckle up
Hmm.
combo. You could run it with made for this, or we're gonna live forever. You could run it with that, so you could pick up people fast and then take a hit.
Yeah. But when you guys were made for this, there should have been someone in that room who knew how it would affect every other perk that it could be associated with.
Yeah, how can it synergize with other
How,
perks?
yes, exactly. Synergy. Like,
Which,
is there
yeah.
not someone who does that? If so, call me up. Like, we can help.
Just
Right.
let them help.
I'm just like, obviously, I am not a programmer, nor am I know anything about coding, but I don't understand. Like, this person obviously asked, like, "Hey, how come this stuff keeps happening?" I am in the same boat. Like,
Yeah,
during PTB, like, I don't know if there were vaulting issues. I never saw them. Like,
it was after.
like, how come it doesn't happen in the PTB, but then when it goes live for everybody,
Oh,
it breaks suddenly?
I can
Does
answer this
this?
one. I
Okay,
can
good.
answer
Because
this one.
I was
What
like,
we get
I
in
don't
PTB,
understand.
by the time they put out PTB, they already have a new version. We're not playing the newest version. We're not playing what's going to live.
Mhm.
PTB is a PR.
Oh,
PTB is
okay.
for PR.
Mhm.
Okay.
What they put out on PTB is not the newest version of the build. For
Good, because I did
so
not know that. So thank you.
yeah, it's not the newest one. It really PTB is a lot for press.
Okay.
I'm sure there is some testing stuff that goes on. Obviously, the endurance thing was probably not known. There probably is some, and I mean they have in the last couple PTBs listened to feedback and have changed things, so
Yeah, of
they're getting
course.
better on that. But I could tell you it's not like the newest version. So sometimes
Okay.
in live, what we get in live is not what we were playing on PTB. They've already
Mhm.
started updating that file, that build, basically
Yeah.
for live. So.
It was just so surprising. Like all of a sudden everything's broken, and I'm like, well, that's what PTB is for, isn't it? But
Well,
apparently
no, it
not.
always happens. But you can, like other games, I've played where you can make the game live for certain people, I'm assuming. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
because I've done that before where they're like certain section of people like live, please bug test it for us. I've had people hand me a game and say break it, and I'm like, oh yes, I will. I've done that at work before. We have this new program here, break it. Find out what works, what doesn't work. Tell me what we need to run our business. Like there's people who do that. You can ask your player base. Your fog whispers would be great. Like, hey, we're gonna have this live session. Break our game. Tell us how we can make it better. Show us what we didn't realize when we created this new chapter. They're gonna know. Like you can do that to make sure everything's fine before going live. It's just like, especially when like the flashlight bug again, like really, it's the same
Mhm.
thing. Like so what's the reason behind it? Because it sucks to have perks taken away, especially perks where there's just maybe a chance you're going to get a flashlight.
Like a whole item is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kill switched it fast
What would
too.
happen if they
And
kill switched med kits? Can you imagine the outrage? Like
oh
they
my
broke
God.
med kits or something, or
People
toolboxes.
people would lose their shit.
Like, okay, we can't play the game. Like they would lose a lot of players. Like if they ever broke something really bad. Like because it's basically Survivor's unplayable.
Yeah.
I would argue. If you can't heal yourself, you can't heal other people, you can't carry a med kit, like what's the point of playing this game? I'm out.
The point is now we're going to go for Steam achievements and we're going to do that. Everyone is going to do that one Steam achievement. Hold on, let me bring it up right now. We're all going to do power moves.
I've already done it.
Everyone. Equip 0 perks, repair generators for a total of 1 full repair and escape
You
banks.
can
I
still
just need to do
carry
one
an
more.
you can still carry an
We're just gonna
item
go in
though.
item lists.
Oh
Everyone,
my
all of us
gosh.
together. We're gonna unite as survivors and get everyone
Well,
power
I've
moves
already done
as a
it,
Steam
so I guess
achievement.
I'll bring all the healing perks so I could heal
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
up, some botany, desperate measures or something to like heal y'all real quick since we can't use, under this hypothetical situation, a med kit.
Right?
Um,
I mean, there's probably a lot of people who feel like after the updates with all they did on healing that it already feels like that anyways. Like I think I've gotten used to it, but I still every time I see Boone Circle of Healing, I'm just like,
oh my
why?
god. Oh, you want to know what something? Wait. Okay, I played
Which I
killer.
remember when they announced those. They were
I
so excited.
I played killer yesterday. I had 2 or 3 matches in a row where people brought boons. Shadow Step and Circle of
Oh,
Healing. I don't know what the deal is. And I've had some solo
interesting.
rounds where people are bringing boons.
Yeah,
Is
we had a Boone the other time.
Yeah, we had a boon the other day. Randa brought a boon. Circle of Healing. Like, and I
Interesting.
played on the game yesterday. I remember, it was my Wesker round. And like they brought Shadow Step. I had to like take it out because it was really, can't find people. They brought
Shadow
Shadow
Step
Step, and
makes
and
sense.
then one of them was multiple. Like in that match, there were 2 people that brought boons, so I had like 2 boons on the map. It was crazy. So I
That's
don't
it.
know. I don't know
Yeah.
what's up with boons, but apparently they're like making a comeback. Or
Well, if you think about it, Shadow Step makes sense because of all the aura reading perks they're
Mm-hmm.
bringing in. If you have Shadow Step and Calm Spirit, man, no one's gonna freaking find you. And then if you also bring in Circle of Healing, you have a place where you can go where you're always safe,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, if you do the gen around there. And then people can go get their heal. No one, they're not gonna be able to find you. Ooh, maybe we should see if we can do some interesting things with Shadow Step because, man, with how some things are going, like a match we played, distortion stacks are going so fast.
If we complained enough, I guess we can move on to the next part because after this lovely,
Train
cute,
wreck.
This is
cute.
also DBD. We need to talk about timing.
Yeah, so after this lovely Ask Me Anything, they came out like it was like a couple days later. It's not like immediately, but very close. They came out with
Yeah.
a player satisfaction survey.
Yeah.
Because we're all so happy after this Ask Me Anything, where you
Oh
told
yeah,
us
we're
where
ready.
you either told us nothing or you shit on solo survivors. Like is basically
Mhm.
what we got. And you're not gonna improve game help. So for those listening on Spotify, this is also going to be on YouTube, but we will have the survey up on screen. But I will read everything and we are going to actually do the survey together. I have not done it. I've
Yeah,
heard a
I'm
little
I'm
bit
gonna
about it,
do mine
but
too.
so I've heard a little bit, so I will have mine on the screen. To start out with, number one, overall, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with Dead by Daylight? And of course, we have very dissatisfied, somewhat dissatisfied, somewhat satisfied, satisfied, and very satisfied. I don't know how satisfied are we?
Oh, it's so funny. My survey has the very first one. It has very dissatisfied, dissatisfied, neutral, satisfied, very
Is
satisfied.
mine not the right one? I pulled this one
Oh
off of Facebook.
I pulled
no,
the link that you put in there.
mine says the same one as Mocking's. It doesn't say the.
Oh, okay. Let me pull up the one from the game, like in the game.
Oh, we're testing now. We're testing. Live testing.
Interesting.
Well, we can
This is
still
how
talk
quality
about.
assurance works.
I pulled this one from the Facebook link.
Okay, I clicked on the link that you put in our chat. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna actually go in the game and click on it there.
Okay. So, how are we feeling about TBT right now?
Oh God.
I don't
I
know
don't
where to
know.
put this. I don't have
I'm
neutral, but
I don't have
okay.
a neutral
I'm gonna be
option.
honest. As of right now, I'm in a somewhat dissatisfied category.
yeah,
Same.
I would
I
say
was.
like I'm
Yeah.
like I know we just kind of shit on the game,
We
but the
love the
bone
game.
chill,
We are passionate about
but the
it.
bone chill event has been pretty good. Like there are positives, but there's enough negative to be like, I don't know.
It can be better.
It could
Which I'm
definitely be
usually
better.
pretty like, oh yeah, I'm like super satisfied. But at this point, I kind of, I don't know if it's because we spent the last hour like saying how much we hate it.
Well, we're not saying how much we hate. Let's clarify. We're not saying that we hate the game at all. If we
We're
hated the
just
game, we wouldn't have a podcast.
exactly.
We're just frustrated with some of these
We're
dev responses.
disappointed.
We're frustrated with the game that we genuinely enjoy. We're frustrated with the trajectory of the path that development is on and the fact that it is obvious by these answers. And again, as a company, you can hire people to coach people on communication.
Mhm.
Please do.
There,
Remember
there are
Patrick?
Please,
Please
people.
do.
There are
yeah,
people whose jobs are simply to just
yeah,
answer
Yes,
these
that's
questions
what I was
yes,
saying.
in a nice manner.
Remember
yeah,
we
in
had
a productive manner.
yeah, 'cause remember we used to have Patrick with like this game is hockey. Remember
Oh
in the
boy.
hockey analogy. Like where were y'all? Y'all don't have a PR team. I'm convinced they don't have a PR team. If they do, they need to
Oh, it's so
fire and
funny because
hire.
I went through the link for in the game,
Hmm.
and I don't have the same answers you do.
Interesting.
Okay, well let's keep going and see.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say dissatisfied on mine.
Okay.
Same.
So the next question is to what extent do you agree or disagree with the following? So we have strongly, so the range is strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, strongly agree. And so here's the statements. Dead by Daylight is fun.
I'm like neutral, I feel like sometimes.
I feel like
Neut-
just in general neutral. Like, can we have fun matches? Yes, but most of the time
We get
historically,
very
as of
frustrated.
late, we've been having very frustrating matches.
okay. Dead by Daylight is worth the time I spend on it.
Eh,
I would say agree. We spend time on it.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Like we get cosmetics. I wouldn't go strongly agree. I feel that the game is
No.
fair. Was this be a
Disagree.
strongly disagree or disagree?
Oh, I
Like-
think I put. Oh,
I
I
think
think
I'm
I
gonna
put
say
disagree.
Disagree.
I
Okay.
didn't like strongly
Okay.
feel that way.
Where do we live? Okay, let me go down.
Oh boy, I don't know.
We're in the U.S. If y'all didn't know already, by our Texas twang. Okay,
Right?
which
Yep.
role do you play the most? Okay, well
Well, for
y'all
you,
y'all
this
play
would be-
Survivor. I'll just put both equally. I've been playing Solo Survivor's been so bad. I've been playing more
Yeah.
Killer. I spent a couple hours yesterday finishing the Killer winter stuff. Okay, we are on PC.
Mm-hmm.
What platforms do you own? Whoops, PC. When did you start playing Dead by Daylight?
Within the last month. I'm just kidding.
I believe it was
Hey,
2000.
that's in our first episode that we did this. We talked about when we
I think it was 19.
I think so, because I played like during the pandemic, so like 2020, I think is when I started.
Yeah,
yeah,
it started-
you're 2019
Yeah,
and
it's close
Orbit and
enough.
I are 2020.
How often do you play Dead by Daylight with friends? So we have almost never. There's a percentage, so it's 0%, rarely 25% of the time.
I mean, pretty much always.
Yeah, I would say almost always.
I'll put 75. I do play some solo, just to
I don't
punish,
like solo.
just to punish myself, I guess. Because in my
Right,
mind,
just for fun.
sometimes in my mind, I get like a Survivor day, and I'm like, oh, I'll just heal these 3 health
Mhm.
states, like, and it takes 5 rounds because a ton of
4
like,
hours later, can
Yeah.
you please hop in the game, Queen
I
and Orbit? I'm just trying to heal people.
I need to unhook people. Can you please come here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, for
how many
sure.
days a week do you spend at least 30 minutes playing Dead by Daylight?
For me, it's 2 to 3, but I know you play more.
Yeah.
We'll put 4 to 5. It might be 6 to 7, but we'll put 4 to 5. I don't know. Alan Wake 2 came out, so it definitely went down.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations, Alan Wake 2, on winning
Yeah,
3 Game
we were
Awards.
so excited. Good job.
I love Alan Wake, but yeah, it's a great game. Go play Alan Wake 2. Go play any of Remedy's games. If you need a break from Dead by Daylight and you like
Yes.
story-driven games, I
You
recommend
love
Control,
Mhm.
Alan Wake 2.
And a lot of them
Quantum
are on
Break.
sale right now.
Oh yeah, Steam Winter sale's coming up too, and I heard Baldur's Gate 3 will
Epic
be on
Games.
sale.
Epic Games, all the Alan Wake
Yes,
games
on
are
Epic,
sale currently.
everything. Yeah. But I
Nice.
also heard Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be on sale for the Steam Winter sale. So
Oh,
Ooh.
that's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed.
I saw an article but didn't say how much off. So sorry, we're getting sidetracked of the
It'll
things
be like $5 off.
the things we're going to play besides Dead by Daylight. Here you go. If you're looking to get a glimpse into other games we play. Okay, so how many days a week do you wait? Oh,
It's
how
actually
many days a
yeah.
week do you spend at least 30 minutes playing other video games?
6 to 7, yo, baby.
Yeah, right.
Every day I'm playing a
I've been
game.
getting back into Sims
know.
4, and it is sucking in my life.
I don't know, probably 2 to 3. How often do you watch Dead by Daylight content creators, which is streamers, YouTubers, etc.?
Every day.
I put every day. I don't
Every
know if
day. I watch something.
you do. I usually do, or at least I check
Multiple times a day. Oh, heck yeah, that should be my answer.
Oh.
Multiple
Oh.
times a day.
I don't think
My-
I had this question. How often
I'll
do you
just
watch
put
Dead
every
by Daylight
day because
content
during school
creators?
year I don't really get to check multiple times a day, but I definitely at least check like what's on YouTube, as far
Mhm.
as like my favorite content creators. So I at least check in to see like something going on.
Yeah.
Pretty much start every day with Spooky's video from the previous day.
Oh, just kidding. I did have this question. I was like, I didn't answer that question. But I did.
Okay, question 12 is how would you rate your experience with matchmaking in the
Oh
last
my
3
God.
months? So the range is from very negative, neutral, positive, very positive. So
Yeah.
matchmaking time. I mean,
I feel like it's
time-wise,
been better.
I
Queen.
feel like I'm neutral. Time's time.
It's better than
What is time?
well, gosh, I haven't played TCM in a while, but I feel like it's better than TCM. I'll say positive.
I think it's a positive.
Teammates matched with
Oh, negative.
I'll
Yeah,
put negative.
first-
Even though we did have one good round before we streamed with the Meg and Elodie
Then we
on
had some really awful rounds where people thought again they were
Yeah.
A-Rod and JRM, and
Okay, so that was teammates. Opponents matched against.
I also want to say negative because I'm gonna admit
I put negative.
I feel like I know we play a lot, and there is no way that I am in higher MMR, but I honestly feel like some of the
Same.
killers we get, there's sometimes we're just decimated, and I don't think that should be happening. It's just we're not matched up well.
Okay. We'll put negative. We're not happy.
Agree.
We
And
agree.
that can
I
also be
agree.
when we have killers where we can just run, rings around them too. That's not fun either.
Oh, here's the typo. I saw about the typo. Okay, question 13. Have you
Hey.
tried the latest Dead by Daylight chapter, in parentheses, as Chucky? So it's yes, I played as the killer, the good guy. I have played
Chucky.
against the
Chucky.
good guy, whether or not I purchased Chucky, the C and the K are swapped.
The Chucky chapter.
The Chucky chapter. No, I haven't played. So
Yes.
Me would be checking off the top two. I have played played as him, and I have played against him.
how did you hear about this chapter? Well, was it IGN actually released it early, or one of them did?
Yeah.
That's
not one of the answers.
The
Community
launch
content.
trailer. The launch trailer because it got released.
Yeah.
Would that be the official trailer?
Where is it released before it was supposed to? It's not one of the options.
Yeah,
There's
right.
the
It was
official trailer.
Yeah, they accidentally.
If
leaked
there's
it.
other, could you write it in? Oh man, no.
Oh, you want me to go?
Although-
I can go back.
No,
although-
I tried. You can't.
Although technically they did post that thing with the knives and everybody figured it out.
Oh, that's
so-
true. A lot of
I
people
don't know.
figure it out. Okay, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with the latest chapter, which is Chucky? I would say I'd say satisfied.
Yeah, I would say satisfied.
I really like Chucky. I really like the voice. They got the voice lines from the actual actor. They have the Tiffany cosmetic, even though they don't have her
But it was
spirit
thought
form.
out for the most part.
But yeah, perks
He's
are
fun to play.
okay-ish. One perk is really annoying me though.
Mhm.
So anyway, we might get to that. They might ask about perks. We'll have to see. Overall, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with each of the following? And this or is bolded and this one is not, so that bothers me as an editor. Just the little
Yeah.
things. Okay, so we have our very dissatisfied to dissatisfied, neutral, satisfied, very satisfied, and then NA did not plan enough to say. So how satisfied or dissatisfied are we with the general theme of the chapter?
I'd say satisfied.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say-
satisfied. I mean,
I would
there's
say pretty satisfied.
I mean, there's no map, so it's like it's just the
yeah, that
killer.
was a bit of a disappointment.
I mean, I don't know what they would have as the
I
map.
don't know what they would have as a map either.
Toy
but-
store. I don't know.
I mean, as far as him being just the killer chapter, I would say
Mhm.
satisfied because we also don't have a survivor. The gameplay as killer, I'm gonna put very satisfied because we have third person killer.
I would
Yeah,
agree with
that's
that.
really cool.
That's something big.
That was really innovative because like years ago they were like, we don't know how we would do Chucky, and they figured it out. They did figure something out. The
Yeah.
gameplay against the killer, how satisfied are we? How do we like going
Satisfied?
against?
I mean, like I don't mind going against him.
I'm generally like when I see it's him, I'm not like, oh god. Like I'm kind of like, oh, it's Chucky.
He hasn't become Wesker yet. Let's see.
Yeah.
The technical performance of the chapter. I
I
think
think
it's
so far.
I think
Yeah,
so
so
far
far
it's
everything's
okay.
been
Like I
great.
would say again, other
Satisfied.
than maybe the one perk that we're not a huge fan of.
But this is the technical performance.
Yeah,
though.
the
So this
technical
is
stuff,
like
yeah.
That one
how
doesn't really.
how it rolled out. Everything kind of works. They didn't break the whole game.
Yeah.
Okay, did you play Dead by Daylight prior to acquiring this chapter? Yes, I actively played Dead by Daylight. Yes, I have actively played Dead by
Yes.
Daylight in the past more than 3 months. No, I've never played Dead by Daylight before this chapter was released, November 28th. Yeah, we play.
Hold
I
on,
think
hold
y'all
on. The top
Number-
two are the same thing.
Yeah, I know. They don't. I was just gonna point that out. The number 2 does not make any sense.
I
You
guess
should have
I
said like
guess-
yes, but I haven't played in 3 months or more.
No, the top two are the same exact thing. So
I
the top
actively
one is
played-
yes, I actively
have
play
played.
Dead by Daylight, and the other one is yes, I have actively played Dead by Daylight in the past more than 3 months ago.
I don't know if this second one is trying to be like you stopped playing and you came back, or you haven't played. I don't
It
know.
doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. How familiar
That's
are you
what
with the child play franchise? Not at all, slightly, moderately, very, extremely.
I mean, like slightly. I don't really know. I haven't watched a Chucky movie.
I put very only because I've seen a few movies
Mhm.
and I just know his lore from loving horror.
Yeah, I'm gonna put slightly. I've only seen. Oh my god, I do remember Bride of Chucky. I do remember that movie. So I am familiar. I am familiar with like Tiffany. I do remember. So yay, but I don't know much else.
Yay.
I know the basic premise too with like Charles Lee Ray and
Yeah.
stuff. So like,
And that he's
Okay.
a doll that kills people. Yay.
there's not like a whole lot. When did you first play the Chucky chapter? Launch day.
Launch day.
There's
But
also
sad-
within the first week or after the first week.
I
but,
was like, but what about PTB? I played Chucky during
that
PTB.
doesn't count apparently. Well, they
Fine.
probably don't have that. Well, that would be for PC only. Console can't.
Oh,
Mhm.
facts, yeah.
Okay, perk description. So we're gonna talk about perks. So let's do a reminder on the perks. Hex 2 can play anytime you're stunned or blinded by any survivor for a total of 4, 3, or 2 times. And if there is not yet a hex totem already associated with Hex 2 can play, and there is at least one dual totem remaining in the trial grounds, Hex 2 can play activates on a random totem. Blinds all survivors who stun or blind you for 1.5 seconds. This does not affect carried survivors. All effects of Hex perk persist until the Hex totem is cleansed or blessed. Then we have Friends till the end. This is the one we're not as happy with. When you hook any survivors
Okay. I was wondering,
that
I was
are
like,
not
which one
the
is it?
accession, the following effects apply to the accession. Their aura is revealed for 6, 8, or 10 seconds. They suffer from the exposed status effect for 20 seconds. When you hook the obsession, the following effects applies to a random survivor. Causes the survivor to scream and reveal their location to the killer. They become the new obsession. You can only be obsessed with one survivor at a time. And then batteries included. When you're within 12 meters of a completed generator, you're granted a plus 5% haste status effect. The effect lingers for 1, 3, or 5 seconds after leaving the generator range. So how fun is it to play with the following perks? So as killer.
Okay, Hex 2 can play 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I would play it over Lightborn.
It's so fun.
Well, it's
It
just
is.
it's fun to see survivors stumble
It's
around.
satisfying.
Yeah,
Friends to the end.
not at all.
Eh.
I mean, if you're the killer, it's OP. I feel like it's OP. I feel like
Right, is this if I'm playing the killer?
how fun is it to
It-
play
it-
with the following perks? Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
is
gonna put
it-
NA because I didn't play it enough.
Oh, mine's different. Mine says, how would you rate the following perks in terms of usefulness?
Well, that's coming up. The synergy ones. The synergy
Oh.
questions.
Oh, I don't have the how fun is it as the killer.
Yeah, hers are different.
Oh my god. Behavior?
Well, maybe yours is different because you put that you play killer.
Maybe.
No, I have that one. I put that
So
I
they're asking you, okay, so for mine is how would you rate the following perks in terms of usefulness?
because for that question earlier, I put
So
that I
like
play.
Hex 2 can play
Survivor.
is not necessarily a useful perk. It's just fun. So
Yeah. This one says how fun is it to play. I'll just put somewhat for friends till the end. As killer, it's very useful. It's definitely useful at the end game. We only have 2 people. You can definitely find the last person.
behavior, I feel like you're trying to trick me because
Are you in
essentially,
the Matrix right now?
yeah, so
Batteries
you're trying
included.
to trick me.
What was better?
I don't know. I'm gonna put a little.
I'm gonna put did not play enough to see.
Batteries
I don't know.
included is not. I don't know if it's that useful.
Because for that earlier question, I put that I play Survivor like 24/7, and I still got all these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't. They're
Well, because they're
tricking me.
gonna ask you a question about like if you could figure out like synergy. So, what potential does each nuclear perk have to work well with other character perks synergistically? Sorry,
This
that
makes me
was
think too hard.
so no chance for synergy, a little chance for synergy, moderate chances for synergy, quite a few chances for synergy, considerable chances for synergy. Okay, Hex for 2 can play. I like to run it
I feel like
with enduring.
I was gonna say I feel like this one would go well with other perks.
With
'Cause it's
enduring and spirit
fun.
fury.
Hee hee hee.
So yes, synergy. Friends till the end.
I
Honestly, I don't know if I play anything with friends till the end. I feel like it kind of
I
stands
couldn't
on
tell
its
you.
Yeah,
own.
because it does its own thing. I
The
don't.
only thing I can think you could do is run lethal to extend the aura reading.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say little.
I
Batteries
think little.
included. You can run it with NOED. The NOED's the only
Yeah.
synergy thing I can think of. So a little
Well, and then maybe because you got the haste. I don't know. I can probably think of a couple,
for
so maybe a
in
little.
for end game you can do NOED
No
and
Ed.
they give you a speed boost.
Mm-hmm.
How would you rate the quality of the following features? We have very low, low, neither low nor high, high, very high, and did not play enough. The good guy character appearance. Um, yeah, very high. He
Very,
looks
very
great.
high. Yeah.
The good guy power. I like that he goes in her palettes. I do think
Yeah,
Oh
that's
I'd say
yeah.
great.
high.
So I would
I
say
think
very
the
high.
way I think the way they made him interact with the entire
Mm-hmm.
environment was great. So yeah.
Yes. His backstory.
I didn't read it.
I didn't read it.
Oh, I did read it, but
Was
I
it
don't.
It's
good?
just
I
normal, right? Like
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was
like it's
just he
neutral.
chased after like Andy and then like but
Okay.
Andy didn't make it into fog. I have questions, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
like
upset about that. That we didn't get a survivor.
well, we're getting Survivor in January. Hint.
Mm,
And hint there'll be
mm.
no the hint about this
Is it
region. They'll be
I was like, is
kicking.
it a good guy?
We're getting a Survivor.
No. Well, I want him to be related to the good guy.
I have no idea. Okay, I will tell you the theory is because they're giving us enough shards to buy a character, it's gonna be original. It's the
Oh, right.
theory. It's a
Okay.
theory. It's
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the theory I have heard. And since we've had so much licensed content, I can see it being original and they're
Yeah.
giving you shards to buy it. I don't know they're gonna but if it's original, they're gonna come out with some really amazing perks to like balance the
Ooh.
that it's original, not licensed, if that makes sense, because usually Michaela's the only other, I think, solo survivor we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that was the boon perks, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we shall see.
Oh, we love a good Michaela.
So I don't know if they'll put in some new mechanic in, but how engaging do you find the journal theme of the good guy? I guess very.
Yeah,
I don't understand the
I
question.
I
kind of
mean, but
loved him.
there's no map though. Like this is the thing. This
Yeah.
question that to me is kind of hard when it's not like a complete chapter with like a survivor and a map.
The only thing that I could think of for this one was that, like, in the theme overall, like, do you feel like a part of?
Well,
I do
that's the
think the
thing though,
voice
is
lines help.
normally like with the theme and stuff that also has to do with lore and everything. Like they're not asking like how engaging do you find gameplay? They're asking about the theme.
Keep it moderately.
Well,
I
then I
love
have no idea.
I love the voice lines. Like having
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons I like playing him is the voice lines. Like having
Yeah,
a killer
he's
that
funny
talks and the lines are
and
hilarious.
he's just kind of cute. Like, I just love playing against him.
And him giving every survivor the finger after he downs them. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's great.
10 out of 10. It's 10 out of 10. Okay, relative to other killers, how powerful do you feel the good guy is? Is he much weaker than the average killer? Weaker than the average killer, slightly weaker, on par with the average killer, slightly stronger,
I
slight
don't know.
stronger than average, or much stronger than average.
Well, you already have a huge buff because you could see. Like I feel it's stronger than the average killer
I would
just
say
because of
stronger.
POV.
And I find him hard to see as survivor.
He is so,
I
especially in the corn
oh my
maps.
Oh
god!
yeah.
And he was wearing the Christmas sweater. He was in yellow. It was so like
Mm-hmm.
I had to look for the hair, and it was hard. I have a hard time seeing him. I'm just not used to playing against him yet,
Yeah,
and like looking for him and looking for a tiny person running at me.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
So I would say stronger. His perks, especially the one, is very strong. So okay, the
Yeah.
following is a list of qualities that may or may not apply to any given killer. Please
Okay.
evaluate to what degree each statement is true of the good guy. So our friend Chucky, our friend
Ugh,
to the end, Chucky.
it's a lot of thinking.
It
And
is. But I know there's a portion coming up that we're going to want to talk about. So Okay, so the
Ooh.
categories are not all true of the good guy, a little true, moderately true, mostly true, very true, or did not play enough. The killer's power reduces the effectiveness of hiding out of sight. Um, no, wait, I gotta read this again. The killer's power reduces the effectiveness of hiding out of sight. No, I think
His
it's very
power.
effective.
Well, yeah, because it's Heidi Ho.
Yeah, so this is like not
Like
true at
he's
all.
hiding, literally.
So no, it enhances the effectiveness.
Yeah.
The killer's power is hard to master. Mm,
Mm, I'm
I
maybe
will.
like his dash
The
attack. I could.
I
dash
would say
is
maybe a little true.
a little. I say a little or moderately. I think you gotta get used to the dash and how it.
Maybe
You can
moderately.
kind of like turn it a little bit at times, but not.
I don't have that question.
They're in different orders.
Okay.
My questions are all out of orders from the way hers are.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
The
kidding.
So you
killer.
Keep
just have to
going.
look for it.
Oh my gosh. The killer's power reduces the effectiveness of power loops. No, it makes it stronger.
Yeah.
Oh my
So that's
gosh.
not true.
Not true. Yeah, because he can scamper. We got the scamper
Yeah.
ability. This killer can travel around the map with ease.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say mostly true. Because you could, even if you don't use the dash attack to sneak up on people, you can use it for distance as well.
Mm-hmm.
If survivors were using Survive with Friends, this would not help them against this killer.
Well, that's not at all true.
Well, yeah, I don't know. This is a hard one because he has stealth. So I feel like at times you may not know where he's at, but like, I don't know. This killer's
I'm
power facilitates patrolling generators in close proximity. I would say not true. They're talking about 3-genning.
Yeah, I mean he can do his dash thing to go between stuff.
But I mean, any killer can. There's other killers with
Yeah, any
dashes, like
killer can do
Wesker.
that.
I don't think his power is based on that.
Power
That's
is
what it's
based on that.
asking. Like his power. He's not knight or skull merchant. Like his power is not about 3-genning. The
Yeah.
killer relies on luck to injure survivors. Not true at all.
yeah.
The killer's power creates audio and visual cues that give survivors enough time to react.
No.
You don't think that's true?
Well, I mean you get the footprints, but they're everywhere.
I mean,
Well, you can
like-
hear him.
He does yell for the dash attack.
He
So
does
it's not
yell for the
silent.
dash attack. But I would say a little true.
Like there are some audio cues.
Yeah.
This killer's power is difficult to understand as a survivor. I would say not true at all.
Not true, yeah.
I mean, you have to. I mean, the footsteps are confusing, but that's what they're
Yeah.
meant to do. That's part of the
Mhm.
power. Like you just have to understand.
Yeah.
What do you appreciate the most about the good guy?
Christmas sweater.
Voice lines.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
The Christmas sweater. I love the voice lines.
Yeah.
What do you appreciate the least about the good guy? What do we appreciate least?
That one perk.
What was that one perk?
Well, and also that there's not a spirit for Tiffany. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
so no spirit form for the Tiffany.
Or did she get her
That's not
own Mori?
No.
no.
Okay.
And what was the perk? The
Which maybe I don't know if that's like a license thing.
Hang on, let me see if I can go back. I think I'll keep my answers. It was friends till the end. Okay.
I'm just
I
gonna
think
write
that
friends.
I feel like that
till
perk
the
just does
end.
way too much.
Um
Ooh.
I feel like the aura reading is too long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with the 20 seconds exposed. The 10 seconds. Because it's like half of the
Actually,
time.
I want
Okay.
this to be 4.
Okay, please rank how exciting you find the below elements in new limited events. Okay,
Wait, you could drag them? Oh,
you
I
dragged
just
them.
like, damn it. I
just-
selected
you-
them individually.
You did the numbers. Okay, so we have cosmetics, lore, gameplay changes, which include game modes, thematic redesigns, so map skins, themed map assets, lobby
Lobby
changes.
changes.
What, they can change that? I thought it took them years.
Right?
Challenges. Okay, so what do
I
we think
personally
is?
put thematic redesigns as number one.
Oh,
Weirdly enough.
that would not be what I.
But I don't know. Maybe it's because I was like, ooh, themed map assets. I just want more maps. That's all
Well,
I
I'm thinking.
want.
Well, it also we have to be careful because it says, "Please rate how excited you find the blue elements in new limited
Oh,
It's
I just
talking
gotta.
limited
about. So it's talking about the
events."
Halloween event and the Christmas
Yeah,
one.
like
The
Bone Chill.
Oh, okay,
Bone
lame.
Chill.
Never mind. Cosmetics?
Is there lore? I don't even know if there's lore. Like, yeah.
No,
I
there's
put lore
not.
as the bottom
Yeah, lore's at the
because
Yeah,
bottom.
even though I would love it so much, but
Random perk mode, the random perk challenge, I love. But really, it's the I'm driven by cosmetics.
yeah, I'm driven
yeah,
by cosmetics.
I think I'm gonna put cosmetics as number one because I
Okay.
ignored the new limited events part. Sorry.
Challenges, I would equate that to like the tomes and stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I
the
think. Yeah.
rifts, like, yeah, game with
Yeah.
different challenges. So I put cosmetics, the gameplay changes, which is the game mode, challenges, thematic redesigns, and the lore. Like, I don't know what the lore is, but
But well, yeah, I just don't know how you would have.
I
I
mean,
guess the
well,
redesigns would be like Christmas lights on hooks. Is that what
yeah,
they're thinking?
yeah,
Like,
it's the map, the map
yeah,
changes, which they're not bad.
I did like the
I'm not like.
margarita gens. That was fun.
yeah.
Okay, next, this section considers the prospect of splitting limited event gameplay and regular Dead by Daylight into two separate queues
Oh,
during future events. Oh.
Interesting. I read that.
Mhm.
Was like,
So to what extent do you agree or disagree with the following? So we again have our from strongly disagree to strongly agree category.
hmm.
So having the choice between regular and limited event gameplay experiences would improve my Dead by Daylight experience overall.
hmm.
Um, I
This is
don't
interesting.
having not tested this, would people be more chilled in like the
I feel like
events?
people would be way more chill in the
And the like
events.
the and then the event than if it was a regular game. That's what I'm wondering.
Because some people are like, no, I'm only here to do my challenges or whatever on my Rift and move on. I'm not here to have fun. And I feel like maybe if there was like a separate one where you could play just the event stuff, you would be more willing to have fun, I guess.
Well, you would also know, because I'm assuming this would be so you would know that everyone in the event is all working off the same tome.
True.
Yeah.
You're all trying to do the same thing, but also like it would be like you understand you're going in there for snowball fights to actually play the event as it is.
Yeah.
I like that idea because
I
again,
do
like
too. This
we've
is
had killers who we've tried to throw snowballs at them and they didn't appreciate it.
You're not there for the snowballs get out. No, I'm
They're
just
yeah,
kidding.
they're just there to
exactly.
kill us.
I'm here
Because
to have
there's
fun.
also like I feel like anytime you start an event, especially like the Halloween one, when it had like the rifts and stuff that would open, it takes a couple games to get that down. It would be nice to know that you're going into it and you're all just trying to learn what the event is. Like
Exactly.
some
Yeah.
people like to run around the map and see all the new things, and we've had killers do that, and then they're like, okay, now we're gonna start gameplay. Like,
Or like,
um,
hey, you know that I'm trying to get this done. Can you
yeah,
wait before you down me?
yeah, like we
which
Yeah.
pointed at snowballs
which I'm
before, and
sure would be controversial for some people. They're like, yeah, that's not how you play the game, but whatever.
But if you're looking at a separate like events queue, then it's like,
if you want to
well,
go hardcore, go play the regular. Like, if you want to have fun, we'll be in the event queue.
Exactly.
so then the next question is, or statement would be, I would feel motivated to play Dead by Daylight if I had the choice between regular and limited event gameplay trials.
I agree
Why
with
is
this.
I agree, and trials should be lowercase. Okay. Uh,
I agree.
as we edit. Okay. Question 30. How would you distribute your time playing Dead by Daylight between the two gameplay experiences? Well,
Ooh.
this I kind of lean this way. How far can I
Same.
take it? But like the thing is, like I'm already done with the bone chill first level of the rift, so like Right now,
I
I have
think
to play regular. Like if it was split, I would have to
Yeah,
play regular, or I would just play it with y'all.
I
But
and
I
help
wouldn't
think
us
I
get
be
the
might
stuff.
and help
be
y'all. But
almost
like,
done.
but if it was just me by myself, like if I'm like playing killer, I would just go back to regular. Because if I want to do other rifts, like the regular rift stuff, I would have to go back.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Can I have it? Let's see how I can move this.
You
Yeah,
don't
you
have to
I'm
can
gonna
move
move
it
move
it
all the
mine.
way.
pretty.
I'm gonna move mine slightly to both equally because it is true that once I'm done with the tome, and that would be a thing, like if you're gonna have an event like this, it might have to be that you have longer things for us to do because you can get through the tomes pretty fast and then we're waiting
Mm-hmm.
for 2 days for them. Or I would encourage you to have other things that you can do, like interactive stuff on the maps
Mm-hmm.
to make people want to play that game mode more.
Yep.
So,
So next question. In your opinion, what would be a fair time to wait in queue if these two gameplay experiences were separately available during a limited event? So we got from 0 to 30 seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, 1 to 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, 3 to 5, or more than 5 minutes. So for regular Dead by Daylight, what's a fair time to wait?
well, I mean,
Five
honestly, what is it?
seconds.
What is it right now? I feel like it's anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes as it is.
Is
I
it?
feel like I
I
feel
feel like
like
it's like
it's
1 to 2,
or
maybe 2 to 3.
2 to 3. I kind of just put the same for both because, like, I don't know what it would be. Like,
At the same time, I think part of it is I don't care because when I'm playing, I'm with you guys and we're talking about other stuff. Like I
True.
could understand like maybe for solo, if you're waiting there by yourself, I'd be like, yeah, 1, 2 minutes, I want to get in the game and play it. But like I feel like when you're with your friends, like you're
mm-hmm.
talking in the lobby. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I'm a very patient person. I don't mind waiting. I'm
I
gonna put I don't care if it's more than 5 minutes because I know I've waited 15 minutes for a match before. So
well, and you also have to look at killers by yourself too. But like, I
yeah,
multitask. Like, if I'm waiting in a queue, then I'm like
we're
watch
doing
what.
something else.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when I played killer the other day, I just like watch YouTube videos in between. Like so. I feel I'm not
I'm
sitting here
gonna put
twiddling my.
I'm gonna put 3 to 5 for both of them. For
Okay, we
me
could do that.
personally, because I don't mind.
I don't care either. It has to be a
Yeah.
better experience than TCM. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gotten any better because I haven't played it in like 2 months, but that was like that was
Oh.
terrible. Okay, but here's the part that's interesting. Okay,
I'm
I, I
excited. I'm
I've
excited.
seen some headlines, but I don't know
So
too
am I.
much. This section of the survey focuses on your preferences for new gameplay ideas. You will be shown 8 sets of gameplay experiences, 1 set per page. Choose the least and most interesting each time you see a group of items. It is important that you answer all 8 sets to give us the most accurate feedback on the introduction of new game modes to Dead by Daylight. So you'll be provided with a list of descriptions based on the featured gameplay experiences on each set. Please read them attentively and then repeat this each time you see a list of items. So let's see what we got. Consider all of the following gameplay experiences. Select the one you think is least interesting and the one you think is most interesting. Repeat this each time you see a list of items. So let's read the description. So we have tag. A random survivor is picked to be the killer. Down a player to
Uh-oh.
swap roles. Survive for 5 minutes and escape.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, right.
Deceivers. This is going to be Among Us. Deceivers. Survivors work together to complete tasks before one or more deceiver can kill everyone without being discovered.
Hey, I don't
Played
have that one.
rounds with voting. Well, there's going to be different rounds of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have completely different things, so I have to go through mine on my own. But
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
no, you're fine.
So, and then you play in rounds with voting between each round. So it's Among Us. The Deceivers round is Among
Yeah.
Us. Hide and seek, no generators, no hooks, only Mori on downs. Stay alive for 5 minutes to escape through the exit gates. Auras will be revealed every couple of seconds.
That one looks kind of exciting.
I don't know about auras every couple of seconds. I don't have questions. So can you hide in lockers? I have questions. It sounds interesting. This is what we've been asking for, though, is a hide and seek. Luck of the draw. Start the game with randomized perks and items. Yes, please. Disgustingly scary. The fog is thicker and shrouded in
God, I
darkness.
don't want that at
Is that going
all.
to be like the
Nah.
dredge? Like we're playing
That
Yeah, I
Dredge.
don't like
seems
that one.
interesting to me.
Giant sizes are altered.
Heck yeah.
Killers are turned into giants while survivors become tiny. So, Killing Floor 2 actually has like a
Yes.
weekly game mode. Like it's random, it changes every week, but one of them is like the giant, or like you shoot them and their head gets big and like
It's
all
so
sorts of fun
much
stuff.
fun.
Okay, which one is the most and least?
You can only choose most and least too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you could choose
Okay,
like
well, let's start with which one sounds least interesting. I kind of feel like the Seavers is least.
This, uh,
I mean, we could go play Among
Yeah.
Us. Like, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
Or maybe
I would
disgustingly
say,
scary, the
yeah, I
scary
would say
one.
between disgustingly scary or deceivers.
Okay, the most. Oh my god, most. I don't like this. I like lobbies. Most interesting.
I don't know, the giant one sounds fun. But also hide and seek sounds interesting.
Tag sounds like. I mean,
Or
I want random.
yeah, luck of the draw.
Mm,
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, I would say like for yours, those it's hard because mine are different. Like for yours, I would be like, man, tag. I would find most interesting. But I love hide and seek too.
well, it's gonna give us different scenarios, I think. So
Yeah.
let's see what's on the next page. Because some of these are back. Okay.
Oh man.
Okay,
Did you get okay, good. You got one of the ones that I read.
So, okay, we got 5v5. Two teams of four survivors and one killer face off to control the generators. Capture the generators by moving generator progress towards your team side and the tug of war gameplay. And disgustingly scary is on here again. VIP, when the obsession is killed, everyone dies. Only
Nope.
the obsession can open the gates for everyone.
This one's
Nope.
stupid.
Okay, I remember a live stream event with Paul. I think it was Polly. Okay, I don't know that, but like they had like random goals, you know. I think it was one of the charity live streams, and they had to get the obsession out, and everyone else went down, and the obsession got out. It was so funny. That's what I remember. But no, I don't think I'd want to play it. Hide and seek is back. Bum rush. More generators spawn on the map. Everyone moves at double speed. Survivors have 3 lives, from which they revive after a 20-second death timer. And then we have zombie tag. A random survivor is picked to be the killer. Down a player to swap roles. Once a survivor turns into a killer, they don't turn back. Keep playing until there's only one survivor left. Well, I think disgustingly scary is going to get our least interesting
yeah.
again. We're going to get this one axed out at this point.
But I hate the VIP one too.
No, yeah, but yeah. Well, should we put VIP? Or disgustingly scary?
I know it's hard. I'm like, eh.
Actually, we'll put VIP. I'd rather play disgustingly. I'd rather be in the dark than have to try to get the obsession. Okay, so most interesting. I kind of want to say either hide seek or 5v5.
The zombie tag looks fun though too.
I know.
I don't know. Do you
I'm
have
with
that one
the
already?
hide and seek or 5v5.
The bum rush looks kind of fun though too. Like it just more generators keep
Double
spawning.
speed.
And you
Double
run.
speed probably the best part about that.
Yeah.
Fast. But like everyone moves fast, so
Yeah.
let's say hide and seek. Let's see hide and seek. Okay. Here we go again. Okay, there's one new one. So we have disgustingly scary again.
It's
5v5. And now we have 2v8 party. 2 killers
Oh.
against 8 survivors, which there was a mod for this.
I've done that most interesting
Hooks
twice
are
so far.
removed, but Cage of Atonement prevail.
Uh-huh.
And then we have VIP again, Bum Rush, and Giant. So I think VIP is going to get the least interesting again.
Or the disgustingly scary.
Yeah, I'll do VIP.
That one's like
most.
boring.
What do we think is most interesting?
On
For
this
me,
one?
it's the 2v8.
Yeah, the 2v8.
Okay, we have one new one in this group. So 2v8, Bum Rush, swapped perspective. Killers play in third person while survivors play in first person.
I don't want that at all.
That's dumb.
Then we have Luck of the Draw, Tag, and Deceivers.
I know people have asked for that, but I
don't know.
It's something. I'm sorry, some of us, unless you give me a focal point, some of us get dizzy or have vertigo.
Which was, well, someone asked that in the AMA if they would do like a crosshair, but they didn't specify what they wanted it for.
Yeah.
And I do think, like, maybe if you
Huntress.
gave me some kind of focal point, maybe I wouldn't be so old and have vertigo.
Okay, okay, so we'll put SWAT perspective as least. Because I don't really want
Yeah,
to play that either.
I
Like
don't want to do that. That sounds
Yeah.
I don't get motion sick. I understand like first person is scarier because that's what like the last couple of Resident Evil games I've done, Village and Biohazard, but this
honestly,
isn't those games. So
for me, it only happens when I get stunned by a pallet. And I think it's just because you lose that perspective and you're kind of like all
Mhm.
over the place. Let's
I
see.
don't
Out
know
of
what
this
would be. I
one,
don't know what
Oh
would be
my
the
God, how
most.
many time are they gonna make us do this?
uh,
I'm up to 38 right now, guys.
I don't know. I chose things multiple times. Like Bum Rush, I thought was
I,
fun, so I picked it like
I've
twice.
chose pretty much anytime 2v8 has come up, I put it as the most
I'm gonna
interesting.
do luck of the draw
Yeah.
on this one. Okay, here we go. 40 is the
Yay!
end. Okay, are you aware of the Naughty Bear franchise? Yes, I was
No.
aware of it before the introduction of Naughty Bear Collection Dead by Daylight. Yes, I discovered the franchise through the Naughty Bear Collection Dead by Daylight. No, I do not know this franchise. I mean, after they like kind of advertised the cosmetic, yeah, I've seen a little bit on of it, but I would say
I don't
no.
think you're at the end because now is asking me about the Haunted by Daylight
Oh my gosh,
event.
what is your?
Oh my
I wonder if
god.
it's all random, like the survey is
Yeah,
random.
I'm getting asked different questions.
How would you rate the uniqueness of Naughty Bear Visceral Legendary Outfit for Trapper?
I love it. It is so
As
very
in,
high.
Have you unlocked it? No, because
Yeah,
I'm cheap.
I have though.
I bought it. I don't know why. I never played Killer, but it's cute.
I never see it anymore though either. No, I
I
did not buy it.
know. I loved getting worried.
Okay,
But it was great.
why have you not unlocked it?
Oh, mine are different because mine I checked yes, so it asked me why I unlocked it. And I said for the unique memento mori.
I'm okay. I just find some of their cosmetics expensive.
I
And I
can see that,
can't
yeah.
and I
Yeah.
can't well he does have voice lines, I will give it that. Killer cosmetics, like I don't see them. So it's hard for me to be like
True.
dish out that money on the killer side. I'd rather dish it out on the survivor side or Chucky now. Now we have Chucky. Okay, how interested in cross progression would you be if the only way to make it available is if characters were only shared across platforms when purchased in game, but not as a DLC?
This
Well,
one was very wordy.
I'm not interested in cross progression,
Mhm.
period. So I'm just gonna say not at all.
And so this would be like if I played on
Okay,
PC and then played on the Switch.
oh yeah. So sorry. At the top it says when playing Dead by Daylight on multiple platforms, cross progression enables a player to access gameplay content from one platform to another.
Okay.
So sharing, like for example, characters on PC are shared on PS5. So it's saying you'd have to purchase everything in game and not like
That
on
sucks.
Steam. So no, you have indicated playing Dead by Daylight. I'm sorry. You have indicated playing Dead by Daylight only. It's missing a word. Oh my god. On only.
on
Mhm,
one
I know.
platform.
I was like, I'm driving myself crazy. Sorry, guys. It's like late, and I'm like, there's missing a
Cross
word.
progression.
If
How
cross
likely?
progression were enabled, how likely is it that you would add Dead by Daylight to another platform? Very unlikely.
I mean, if it was free, like if I didn't have to repurchase it except for maybe the base game, maybe I would say yes.
I mean, I did start playing, so I guess this was kind of a lie. I started playing this on the PS4, but then hubby and I wanted to play together,
Oh,
so we switched to PC. But that was like back in 2019, so I don't really count it because we never go back to it. Like I
yeah,
haven't played it since
that's right. I forgot.
then. But I'm really not interested in playing it on the PlayStation. I like my monitors. I like mouse and keyboard, so I'm fine. How fun is it to play each of the following? So we have not at all,
Oh,
slightly, moderately, very, extremely.
we've matched back up again.
Oh,
I don't have this one.
this is anti-loop killers. We're talking about
Yeah.
anti-loop killers.
I
How
got
fun
on-
is-
toxicity.
I'm on question 54 though.
I'm on question 46 and I have toxicity.
Oh,
Oh my God.
interesting.
Which great album, by the way.
Okay, DVD. Now you're making it even hard for us to take a survey together. 'cause
Well, I
it's
thought we were
not in
just I
our
thought we were
order.
just gonna take my survey, not everyone do a survey.
Oh,
Hey, oh
oops.
no, I want them. I want to be heard.
Well, I'm not saying you can't do the survey. I figured
Yeah.
we would show my survey
Okay.
Yeah.
Please
and
continue.
go through it. So how fun is it to play each of the following against an anti-loop killer?
What is an anti-loop killer? A killer
Yes,
that doesn't loop?
Can someone explain that to me?
Nurse Flight.
Yeah.
How fun? Well,
Oh, I see. So that you can't loop
Slightly.
easily.
against an right anti-loop.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
slightly because no one likes being downed.
Yeah, right?
How fun is it to
Oh no,
play?
sorry.
Right.
How fun is to play as one? Okay, I would say as probably very.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, the next question is very. Mine has against first, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I love just demolishing survivors. Here we go. To what extent do you agree or disagree with the following statements? I feel that anti-loop killers positively impact my Dead by Daylight experience.
Use your feeling words. I feel.
Probably strongly disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I have control over my performance when playing against an anti-loop killer. You know, they should define what an anti-loop killer though is in this
Yeah,
section.
so we know.
And give some examples because I'm not sure how
Yeah.
far. Because I feel like some
I'm a little
people might
confused.
have different thoughts on which killers are anti-loop. But basically, you can't loop them. Like no matter what you do, you're gonna go down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I feel like this is strongly disagree as well. Anti-loop killers encourage using new strategies and chase.
Is it because you said you played killer?
No, I have it. I have it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's going to ask you about going against them too.
I feel like anti-loop killers encourage you to hold W. That's all you can do. I don't feel like there's new strategies. Well, maybe made for this,
Unless
but
I'm
you
wrong.
nerfed it.
We don't have any strategies anymore. Thank you for nerfing
Yeah.
us for this.
I'm just gonna say
I feel confident when
disagree.
playing as an anti-loop killer. Do I feel confident when I play as the killer? I mean,
Sure. I don't know.
Oh, set down at the bottom, it asks you to choose them.
Oh.
okay, so select 3 killers they feel anti-loop
Well-
label. You know, it'd be great if you define the label though too.
Well, let's do what we think it is.
I'll select. I'm gonna Google it.
So, nurse.
Where is nurse? Okay, shit, at the top.
Yeah, I put nurse at the top. Blight.
What about Knight and Skull Merchant?
Ooh, Knight. I think Knight
Well,
does
I don't think
because
Knight.
he's. I
Do
don't know.
they-
I feel like when he throws his little thingy
I
out.
want to do the dredge because
Dredge is the other one I thought of too.
yeah. So I have nurse, blight, and dredge. Because if there's a locker there, or he puts up his little thing.
Well, he can use
Right.
his remnants to
Yeah.
go straight back. I feel like Knight's an issue as well because he just makes you leave the loop.
Yeah.
Which is like hold W again, right? Like,
Yeah.
if any, what are your main points of frustration playing against anti-loop killers?
They're mean. I'm just kidding.
I can't loop. How about that?
Yeah.
yeah.
People disconnect.
I was like, that's my main concern. I can't loop.
Okay, so I wrote, I can't loop. No fun. My teammates killed themselves.
Yeah.
Next.
That's funny.
I go hide in the corner of the map.
Mm-hmm.
How likely is it that you would recommend Dead by Daylight to a friend or colleague? Well, I'm at the conclusion, y'all, at question 50. How likely are we to recommend this game to people? From 0 to 10.
Okay. Well, in its current state.
It's heyday, B10 now.
Well, that's how we
It's
found it.
heyday.
Like, you guys were like, come play with me. And I was like, I hate horror games. Like, you're going to like this
Yeah.
one. I'd maybe put it at like 6.
Because you and Padfoot were like the two little kids in The Shining. You were like, come play with us. And I was like, okay. I was like, I like horror, right? Yeah.
In the last 3 months, have you recommended Dead by Dead by Daylight to a friend, family member, or colleague?
I have not.
No. Oh, here's all the personal questions.
I would just like to point out that I made it to question 53 and didn't have any of those other questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have any of the bear questions or your
Um,
toxicity questions.
I didn't get any of the looping questions.
See, that's my thing as well. If you're trying to gather data, why are we
I-
getting all different
Yeah.
surveys?
I had thoughts on the looping, but now I can't share them because they
Yeah.
didn't ask me.
Is there anything else you
Um,
want to share in our comments?
Yes, why did we all Yes, why are all the surveys different depending on who took them?
That's actually pretty good. When are you going to treat your fog whispers better?
Why did you drive Otstarva away? We want a full apology.
Right.
I kind of want to tell them to stop doing the ask me anything.
Oh, or get better people.
Oh, well.
Hire a PR team to answer the questions.
We have people at my job whose well, not sole purpose, but like we specifically put them on like hey, this is a forum, people are asking questions and you're allowed to reply. Their job is to literally do that because they know what they're doing.
Okay.
Look at you filling all stuff out. I was just like, why is everybody's questions different? What the fuck?
Okay.
Am I not cool enough to
I don't
talk
know.
about
I don't know.
looping?
I have no idea. Why? Well, it was about anti-loop killers. Okay, so why is the racer different? And my friends take it with different questions. Stop doing the AMM. Or hire a PR team to answer questions. The answers are poorly written and thought out and end up angering the community.
True.
Oh, and where is shirtless Felix? So
Oh yes.
Yes. Stop giving what's
Why
his name.
are we getting shirtless Jonah? So if you don't know, DVD
Lord.
News on Twitter leaked the upcoming cosmetics. I believe they're coming out next week. And there's a shirtless Jonah one.
It's not great.
No, it's not. It's Jonah. I'm sorry if you like Jonah, please. We can't.
And
we
we,
can't
you know
I
what?
apologize.
We love a good dad bod, okay? So I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. But it's not what anyone has asked for.
Well,
10 out of 10. Dad bods are great, but not in this setting.
So please stop giving Felix half. Half a
Because he
shirt.
does. They gave him that weird one with all the buckles.
Yeah, the
so
apocalypse.
You only see
Yeah, it's like the apocalypse
his
one.
pecs, and then the other one they cover up his pecs and they gave him a freaking crop top. And it's like, dude, stop teasing us. Give the people what they want.
Oh, also
P.S.
disappointed. I can't type. It's like midnight. Disappointed in the latest cozy break. Cosmetics, colors were dull and boring.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to just bring back Dead Hard and made for this. Oh, we're gonna put decisive strike.
They're probably gonna be like, never let this person fill out a survey again.
Watch our podcast.
Do they watch or do they actually read
I'm gonna say further
feedback available.
Further
thoughts
on the for more in-depth thoughts or information, please.
I love it.
Let's just
plug it. Shameless plug.
They're gonna send us a cease and desist.
And they're like, please stop.
So I also said
For more in-depth thoughts slash constructive criticism, please listen to our
So I said bring back that hard, decisive
Mhm.
strike and made for the second survival match.
Oh, nice.
So I miss old that hard. I didn't really ever run decisive, but for Padfoot, we gotta
Right.
plug it back in. We're
Done.
done. We're done. I don't know why we had different questions.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't know why I didn't
confused.
get the anti-loop one.
Okay.
What if I had thoughts? Behavior? What is my thoughts don't count?
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see anything from any survey. Have
Mm-hmm.
we ever seen?
Sure.
No.
I don't
I,
know.
I can't really pinpoint something.
You know, we don't have to leave any of this in, but I watch a lot of Philip DeFranco. He's like my kind of go-to for news source on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, and he was talking about data transparency yesterday, and he said that because Netflix recently released like their
Yeah.
data on how things have been performing, and I kind of found it really interesting. And I feel like data transparency should be a thing, especially like in this day and age of like, just everything like constant, just, hey, this thing performed badly. Like, well, how come? And this is the reason why. And I feel like DBD needs some data transparency. I'd
Uh,
love to
ah,
know.
yeah. And
Yeah,
in
I'd love
one
to
of
know
his responses
these
was like,
things.
"Give us the data."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
And someone asked about statistics too, and they kind
Yeah.
of
you can,
mentioned they might release it, but and they
yeah.
occasionally do because we covered it that one podcast, but they don't do it like monthly. Like it would be great to see like month to month, like
Yeah, and you can
how things are going.
redact sensitive data. That doesn't bother me. I'm just curious about like some things, like the answers to these questions. Like, hey, we sent out a survey. This is how it was received, and like, 2,000 people filled it out, or 100,000 people filled it out. Those are things that I would be interested to know.
Yeah, and these were the most common because I do surveys like this every year for work satisfaction surveys, and
Yeah,
then when they send out the results and say these are the most common themes, this is what you guys put, these are the questions you put in, these are your most common concerns. Like it's all very transparent. I would love something like that from DBD because I want them themselves to gather the information. Maybe we're way off. It's possible that we're way off with the community.
oh yeah,
I don't think that's true, but
Yeah.
it's possible that the majority of people don't want the things we want or the communities that we're in with DBD want. And if so, show that to me so I could be like, oh yeah, cool. There, the data speaks for itself. But we don't have any of that.
I mean, like sometimes at the end of the year they'll throw in the like, hey, there were 30 million people made it out of the fog, or not the
Mm-hmm.
fog, but the round, whatever,
Yeah,
they
it's the
get out the exit
fog.
gate, and, you know, 200 traps were laid. I mean, more than that, obviously, but, that kind of thing. And I would love to get that on a more transparently regular basis.
Yeah,
Well, I would,
especially when we
yeah,
talk Survivor Friends versus solo queue, like,
yes.
because they kind of mentioned like we monitor it. Well, okay, what are you finding then?
What's the
Like,
escape rate? What
yeah,
are the
what
most
is,
used solo queue perks versus swift perks? What are the death rates? What are the hatch escapes? What are
yeah,
the
Yeah.
like?
and like I think we get those like occasionally, like every now and then, in like the most common used perks and stuff we went over. What was that like in August?
I feel like they
They
have to know.
occasion they do know they occasionally give us information, but I wish it was more consistent. Where like even if it's not every month, like every quarter or something, be like, okay, here's the escape rates like overall for Survivor, and then here's Swift, here's solo or duos. I mean, like however they want to break it down, just because, especially
Give it
with
all to me.
these all of it, but especially with these Ask Me Anythings, it would be great if they would back up their answers with
Hmm.
some data. Like, okay, we have pulled the statistics. So the last 3 months, this has been the escape rate for solo, and this has been the escape rate for Swifts, whether that's duos, trios, or full man. And, give us the proof. Give us, I think that's the thing, because, like, in this AMA, they give all of these very poorly written answers, right? These
Yeah.
answers don't give us some warm, fuzzy feelings, and they don't give us
Mm-mm.
any. like data to back up. Like they say information is not the crux of the problem. Okay, well what
What is?
is? I mean, they just base it off of, well, if you're with friends, of course you perform better. Well,
Well,
yeah, duh.
duh.
Like that's that, but like okay, is it just that? Is that all you're saying is because we're on comms and other people aren't?
Dead by Daylight, show us the money.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
gonna
back up
pull that out. Show
back
us
up
the
some of
money.
these answers with
Yes.
some a
Where's
little
the
bit of data. Like
evidence,
why
yo?
why do you think this? What are you seeing on your end? Because again, I think that goes to the disconnect of like what we perceive and what they perceive. In the past where they've been changing like add-ons and stuff, and it was like, why are you changing this? Is because they have their spreadsheets, right? And they're like, well, people are using, for instance, when they tried to like nerf Hillbillies add-ons for the engravings, the ones people use to like curve,
Mm-hmm.
they're like his best add-ons because they're also the most fun add-ons too. And they were going to nerf him because everyone is using it, and they didn't even think of why people are using it. It's one again. It's one of those things like you didn't like ask anyone. Like you're not
Mm-hmm.
familiar enough. It goes back to your whole quality assurance. Like you don't know why these
Mm-hmm.
add-ons are so good,
Mm-hmm.
and they tried to nerf it, and everyone got mad. And then they didn't
Yeah.
nerf it, but it was like, y'all, like, don't just look at the spread. I mean, you can look at the spreadsheet, but then like, anyway, give us your spreadsheet during this AMA.
It
Mm-hmm.
was yeah, it was just an interesting thought that I had not come into my head like this. We live in a world of data, and it's like, well, we have a right to see it. I
Mm-hmm.
think, at least
I
I
feel
feel
like
like we do.
we've been asking for a while too. And if you can't get it, give it to us. Let us know why. Again, transparency. I'd
Well,
rather
Which
have someone tell me why
which
than
they said they were going
make
to have
something up.
more of
Mm-hmm.
well, that's
this
why
year.
they're well,
Yeah.
that's why they're doing these AMAs is for transparency. But I think it's like pissing everyone off because it's
Well,
either
because
they're
because they don't answer, or it's
mm-hmm.
like the answers we went over earlier,
they're kind of
where
backfiring.
you're kill. It goes back to like killing your own game. Your answers are like not giving anyone the warm fuzzies, like feeling like we're not feeling good about where the game is going because these
Mm-hmm.
answers are just terrible. Like, and they're just, and I don't know what's up. Rose happy face is going to bug me for all eternity. With her years of like trying to fix the lobby
It's
screen.
going to forever haunt
Just
my
in
dreams.
general, I would say that a principle of my job being quality assurance is I'm supposed to tell somebody what I can do before saying what I can't do.
Mm,
This is what I can do. This is our options are. This is what is viable at this time. And then if I can't do something, this is why I can't do XYZ, but this is how we can get to XYZ. And
ooh, they
that's all
should
we're
hire a
asking for.
queen.
That's all I'm asking for. Like, I don't want to know why whatever Rose is talking about with holiday events and clogging up inventory. No one asked for that. Tell me what you can do, even if it's not like we can do this. Like for prestige, we can do this. We can't do this, but maybe this is how we can get there. That's what I want.
Mic drop.
That's it. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming to my TED
there you
Talk part
go.
2.
I think they also just need to either stop doing the AMAs or like actually pick out questions that they can actually answer.
Mhm.
Because I understand like some of the questions they get is like, we're not going to be able to do that, or that's not on our, we're not, it's not on our radar. Like, we're not going to do that. And
Yeah.
that's fine. But I also wish they would just like take some of the questions and really, even if it's just a few questions, I feel like if they just took like 3 or 4 questions that were like meaty, like the FOMO one or maybe the common perk one, and like really sit down and like
The
give a
most
good,
common one.
yeah, the common perk one, like sit down and give like really think about it and give a good answer, not just, oh, that sounds like a good idea or not a good idea, and then like, but we're not doing it. Like
Yeah.
actually like pick the questions. I wish they would just pick the questions they can answer really well and just answer those few questions
Mhm.
instead of being like, no, no, later, blah blah blah.
I
Okay,
am
we got
available for I don't know, coaching sessions. Just reach out, behavior. I think we've said a lot, guys.
maybe too much. We're
Way
gonna get
too much.
blacklisted by behavior. For
Right.
I did plug our podcast in the survey.
same.
Um,
It's great. I love it.
Your
But
wording was a lot better than mine. So
we'll see. I did put in my love of dad bods. We'll see if they get a kick out of that. But that's our thoughts, guys. Thanks for sticking around. This is probably a longer one on the podcast list.
Yeah.
yeah.
But we appreciate your support. We recently did our end of year numbers for like Spotify, and the amount of people who are listening to us now, it's amazing. We
Yeah.
adore you guys. Thank you for your time. We understand that
Yes.
sometimes our podcasts are a little bit longer. We appreciate our Instagram followers, people following us on YouTube. We're just a tiny podcast and a drop of world of a lot of podcasts. So again, you're very much appreciated. We wish everyone an amazing holiday season, no matter what you celebrate or who you're celebrating with. As we like to say, have a good morning, good evening. Oh, I got it wrong. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And bye.